Mic check. What's good? What's good? Blessing, blessing. Welcome back. All right. What? Yeah, we got some spicy stuff, dog. We got some spicy stuff tonight. I told y'all, man. We're gonna be bringing it, dog. All week, all month. You feel me? We're gonna talk about the real. I got some crazy stuff for y'all tonight. Crazy stuff, dog. Crazy stuff that you ain't gonna see in mainstream news. Oh yeah, I got it for you tonight. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get that out. Let's get that out the ear. You know, I don't really like the instrumentals. No way. I got to find some better instrumentals, dog. I do not like that. But welcome back. Man, now y'all know before we left off earlier. I had the TK in the title for the last show that we did this morning, but I didn't get around to doing it because we did a lot of other things, and that took a little longer than I expected to. But we here now. I hope the young G's ain't missed this. You know, I hope they didn't come by this morning and they missing tonight, because yeah, it's time to pay attention. It's time to pay attention. Wow, look at what we have here. Look at what we have here now. Young G. Young TK. Now, as y'all know, TK got hit with 55 years. Wow. TK speaks on getting sentenced to 55 years in prison. He will be eligible for parole after 27.5 years. So he got to do 27 and a half years before he can be eligible for parole, which is in January 23rd, 2047. Wow. Wow. And it's crazy that my G just comment, the law is weird. Because we just seen in the Young Thug trial, dudes that are committing attempted murders and got proof of murders, drive-bys, and hits. We seen them dudes get time served with years of probation. It would make you say, man, a lot of stuff just don't add up, do it? A lot of stuff just don't add up, dog. Now, I don't know much about the TK situation, but I can tell you this. Well, first of all, let's go ahead and read this, what he said. Let's read what he said, y'all. TK said, I bet if I was a little white kid, they would not have gave me no 55 years for a crime I was allegedly to play the most insignificant role in when I was 16. Wow. They would have rightfully argued that my mind wasn't fully developed and gave me rehabilitation and a first chance at adulthood. Wow. Well, he ain't lie. But what do we know? He did not lie, but what do we know about the system? This is what I get so bothered by. We get locked up into the system and then play crazy. We all know what he's saying is true. So, but what else do we know? When you niggas get caught up in that system, they taking all the gloves off. You're not a kid when they look at you. They not looking at you as a kid. That's the cold part. That we know everything he said is true. He didn't lie. He didn't lie in his message. But we also know that you don't get treated the same in the world you live in. So if we know that, why do we constantly throw ourselves? You know, Hassan Campbell say something that I think is a great line that I'm going to use for right now. Why do we keep throwing rocks at the penitentiary? What's good, big dog? Why do we keep throwing rocks at the jail, hoping that they let us in? And then when they get us into the court system, we acting like we know that the system is not fair when it comes to you. We know that, TK. That's why we need more elders. We need more big homies to tell these kids the real before they go out here and brag about the bodies that they caught. Because all that bragging about how many bodies you got, you ain't going to be doing that bragging. The only thing you're going to be saying is, please let me out. Give me one more chance. Can y'all please give me one more chance? So we need better role models, dog. We need better leaders, dog. Wow, he said the white girl that was with them got 10-year probation as well. Wow. We all know it's true. Hey, guess what? I'm going to keep it a G. Just like I said about the police officer situation. You feel me? We know cops kill unarmed black men, white men, and everybody else as well. We know this. But what do we also know? They don't mind killing your motherfucking black ass, bro. So why make it harder for you? Why put yourself in a situation where you already know the system don't have no love for you? I bet if it was a little white kid, they would not have gave me no 55 years for a crime I was allegedly to play the most insignificant role in when I was 16. 16. They ain't gonna look at you like you're 16. That's why I keep saying, let's get better role models. We gotta get rid of these celebrities. They lying to us. Because as you see, when you get caught up in this jam, this Young Thug jam, and every other jam, the TK jam, the Pooh Shiesty jam, the Meek Mill jams, the Kodak Black jams, all these rappers that end up in jail. They do things like this. Y'all check this out. They like 13 to 14. Watch this.
These women's like 13 on my mother. They just stealing cars. They like 13 years old. I would have beat the shit out my daughter, yo.
Bro, these little bitches.
Hold up.
On my mother, these little bitches different out here, bro. Nah, flip that shit, Gotti.
Look at her. These little bitches like 13 years old.
Oh my. Now that shit gon' flip.
These little bitches like 30.
Do y'all see what I mean? We don't have any role models anymore within our community. Because people are more afraid than ever right now. People are more afraid than ever right now to say, don't do that. I'm just being honest. It's easy to look as you see 13 to 14-year-old kids steal a car. They done stole somebody's car. And the grown men are watching from the sideline. Grown men are watching from the sideline. It's a different world, dog. This is what I'm saying, bro. Everything have changed. Kids don't have no type of structure anymore. They don't fear nothing because the grown people that are watching this shit happen, they laughing. So if you laughing at something that I'm doing, don't most of our kids think that that's just okay? Like, if y'all got kids in here, right? For all my parents, when your daughter or your son go to pulling stuff off the table, or they standing up on their own, and or they eating their food, and you like, yay! Don't you see them get a little more aggressive? Like, if my daughter is beating on the table and we like, man, look at her right now. She won. We looking at it and saying, wow, look at this little 1-year-old baby over here slapping on the tables and stuff. And we laugh. I notice when we do that, she laugh as well. Then go to slapping the table some more. So what I'm saying is, when we commit crimes as kids, and we see the big homie looking over laughing, what do that do for most of us? Okay, now some of y'all gonna lie. I know some of y'all gonna lie, and I'm prepared to see some lies. But most of us, we get a little excited, don't we? When we doing some ill shit and we see the homies laughing and thinking, okay, like let's say for an example, let's say you snapping off on a female and the homies looking and she trying to do whatever you doing and you snap off on her, and then you see, yeah, man, go on with all that. Yeah, you ain't gonna make me do nothing. You feel a little more like, especially as a youngin'. Now as a grown man, it's different rules to this. But as a youngin' growing up, you get a boost when you see others looking and laughing. It kind of boosts your ego up. It's the same thing for bullies. You see people getting bullied. The bullies usually get some type of high from it because he see some people like, man, look at this dude right here. He crazy. That boy crazy. So he keep doing it. But if you realize people have a disdain to it, like, bro, nah, that shit's so weird. You lame. The bullies sometimes feel like, yeah, my bad, bro. But if the bully see everybody laughing and everybody, cheering him on for bullying somebody else, the bully gonna keep doing it. And the same thing for kids. When kids see that you're kind of boosting on their behavior, you're not stopping it, and you got that smirk, you got that energy of, man, them little niggas wild, dog. Them little niggas wild. That's a sign of encouragement. Come on, man. I ain't the only one came from this type of environment. If we were doing some wild rah stuff, and we seen the homies, them little niggas, wow, that was a sign of, okay, this is what I mean by people that didn't grow up in this area wouldn't know how to police it because they don't understand where we get a boost from. We get a boost from doing bad things, and the homies be like, man, them little niggas crazy. That's a boost for us. But somebody with a logical mind would be like, yo, them niggas tripping. But that ain't how we getting it. That ain't how we gonna receive it. So when we see grown men over here doing this right here,
on my mother, these little bitches different out here, bro.
This is a sign of encouragement. See, it's the wordplay. I know some of y'all gonna say, well, bro, you should be smart enough to know what. No, dog. When you in this environment and you hear stuff like this let me know that I'm on my gangster shit. Yeah, my walk different now. Yeah, you heard what he said. He said, these young niggas out here different. When you say that, is that a bad thing or a good thing coming from where I came from? Coming from where most of y'all came from? I know there's some people in here that ain't came from the environment, and I'm not saying that you a loser because you didn't. What I'm saying is the lingo is different. So when we hear that little nigga moving different, when we hear demon time, even though demon is a negative word, demon's supposed to be, it's for the devil and shit like that. But yet, look at how we use the word demon within our community. Think about that. That's a perfect example. Demon, most of us, when we hear the word demon, we thinking of something evil. Most of us. Yet, somehow, we don't flip the word demon into a word of endurement. Like, you a bad motherfucker if you get called, oh, that nigga on demon time. Oh, look at that. You see how that nigga was crossing on pull up and shot that shot? That nigga on demon time. Or you seen how that nigga split the block and got his back? Oh, he on demon time. Or you seen how good he is at something? Oh, he on demon time. Demon now is being translated as a good thing when we all know that demon reflects evil. But that's what I mean, y'all. That's what I mean by shit like this. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get back to TK, but I wanted to show y'all. Look at this now. TK got caught up in this situation at 16 years old. Brody said these kids can't be no more than 13 or 14, and this is what they doing. They must not be paying attention to TK. TK said he don't want to be in no more. TK said he want one chance as being a grown man. The world might not give it to him. Yeah, the TK asking for one chance to be a grown man. Yeah, I fucked up at 16. Y'all wouldn't have did this if we was a little white kid. Well, TK, maybe TK didn't have the right guidance, because as my world, it rests assured that we all know that non-black people sometimes get a different sentence. Yeah, sometimes non-black people can say they have mental illness. Oh, that don't work for us. 99% of the time, that don't work for us. So maybe TK didn't have a big brother or a big homie to tell him that, hey, if you get hit with this charge, they gonna be up on your ass, bro. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, but I'm gonna try it out anyway. Now, all of a sudden, I bet if it was a little white kid, oh, it's too late I bet. That's reality. That's reality. Crimes don't hit the same depending on your connection and your race. That's just being honest. So when we see stuff like this, though, 13 or 14.
Hey, on my mother, they just stealing cars. They like 13 years old. I would have beat the shit out my daughter, yo.
Bro, these little bitches. Hold up. On my mother, these little bitches different out here, bro. Nah, flip that shit, Gotti.
And let me say this. I know they laughing and shit, and I said what I said. When you hear stuff like that and you see stuff like that from other homies on the block, it kind of boosts your thing. It kind of boosts your gangster shit. It boosts your confidence of a gangster. You feel me? As a young kid, it boosts you up. It makes you want to go continue to do that gangster shit. I'm just giving you some ideas of how it goes down in the hood. You feel me? When you doing crime and you see the big homies laughing and talking about how you moving different and shit. You on demon time. You on gangster time. I'm little nigga wild. I'm little nigga different. It boosts you up. So what I'm saying is, clearly, we out here paying attention to this shit for entertainment. We've been watching the Young Thug trial. We were doing all that stuff. I see a lot of people watching that shit for entertainment, because these same kids that are doing this right here, and what I was about to say is, I understand a lot of time the big homies, they don't want to lose their life by trying to correct the little homies. So they sit back and watch it. Because I will say this, there's a possibility you can lose your life for trying to tell a young nigga, don't do what you're doing. Hey man, come on, bro. Think about it. Find a better route. I understand that. And I ain't gonna sit here and act like I don't get that. But what I'm still gonna say is, we have to do a better job of protecting our kids. We have to find solutions. When we see shit like this, we have to find a solution before it's too late for them. 13 and 14 years old, stealing cars, then driving down the street like this.
Bro, nah, flip that shit, Gotti.
Driving down the street like this, 13 and 14, they done stole somebody's car doing this. Look at the options right here. Have a car wreck, one or two, or all three of them, or all four of them, however many in there, get seriously injured. They got to go to jail. They don't have a car wreck, but the police get behind them. Now they running from the police officer. What if one of them got a gun on them? Look at all the probabilities that can happen from these young 13 to 14-year-old kids stealing this car. Now, when they get locked up or one of them gets shot, or they have an accident and injure themselves. Now we're gonna be asking for that one chance. Now we asking for that one chance as being a grown-up. But it might not happen for you. You might not get that chance. Young kids, man. Let's stop waiting until we get behind the bars to ask for a chance. We already know this. If you don't know it, listen to me. I'm going to tell you. I bet if it was a little white kid, they would not have gave me no 55 years. They wouldn't have. They would have tried to get you some help. But we all know this. So let's not wait until you get down there to figure this out. Maybe he didn't know that. Maybe he thought being a kid, they'll hit me with some juvenile detention. No. It ain't always going to be that easy, dog. 2047. Went in at 16. Man, like I said, you hope, but it don't always work out for everybody. And just think about this. By the time that you is in jail, all the things that you got to go through, it ain't going to be pretty, dog. So let's look at a couple people speaking on this TK situation, and then we're going to move on to our next one. Let's listen to OGPercy speak on this TK situation. And y'all know OGPercy has been down enough for many years. He always has some great testimonies that he can drop to these young niggas. And that's why I hope any young G's in here paying attention, listen up. You heard what I had to say. Now let's go listen to some other people.
Okay. OGPercy. Okay. The fuck going?
I fuck with OGPercy heavy. I fuck with him, but goddamn, he had to put them glasses down, dog. Yo, OGPercy probably go like, fuck that nigga, man, talking shit. You know, OGPercy don't be giving a fuck about a nigga talking shit about him, but goddamn, that ain't it, my boy.
They know what's going on.
Happy New Year's, my guy.
Ain't it, man?
That nigga OGPercy probably see all into the future with them bitches on.
We heard.
Hey, you looking flamboyant behind that camera, man.
Man, they got me with these bush windshields on, man.
That nigga say he got some bust windshield. Them bitches big, boy.
When I was coming up, they had little glasses and shit. Little glasses.
Yeah.
You know, little glasses you can see through now.
I ain't gonna lie, that them glasses my daddy went when he got to go to the eye doctor, man. They them bitches, they give you them big bifocals, man.
You know, they make sure you can see everything in front of you and behind you.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah, you doing all right this year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm on top of the ground. The ground ain't on top of me, man. In 2023.
Yeah, blessing. Hey, man. I know we never did a topic on this Arlington rapper, man. From well, he's from Arlington, right? He's a young rapper named TK.
Okay.
Right, so this guy, he was in the county, right here in Tarrant County, and
them glasses so big he can't even put on his hat correctly with them bitches.
He would.
My bad, OGPercy. You know I fuck with you heavy, dog. But boy, hey, listen, jokes are jokes, man.
To jail, man. Basically, he got charged with I believe some murders and some robbery stuff like that. Basically, what happened was, this guy, he was young at the time too. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he got in trouble. He committed his crimes and basically made a music video on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when I say the music video went viral, it went viral like big. His reach was crazy. So
okay.
This dude was basically going famous while he was on the run. So
okay.
Basically, here recently he came out and said, he received 55 years in jail.
Now think about that, y'all. TK blew up from being on the run. He made a song while he committed a murder. He said allegedly. That's what he holding to. He said he was allegedly playing the most insignificant role in when I was 16. So, but anyway, this song blew up about the things he say he had done and he on the run. Now, mind you, it was all fun and game when he had blew up making that song, and he on the run. You know, everybody was out here cheap. Everybody was out here doing they on the run type of shit. You had other people start trying to repeat what they had seen from TK. You remember, I tell you, when people out here glorify evil and wrongdoing, you're gonna have somebody else that's gonna try to repeat it. Because if I'm seeing, let's go back to school. If my daughter is giving me that sad face, like, and I give her the 20. So this is 20 right here. If my daughter make that sad face and I give it to her, then what you think my other daughter's gonna do? I got 4 daughters. If they see the first daughter make the sad face, and you know, I'll be like, oh, here you go. You don't think my other 3 daughters gonna say, shit, man, Morgan just got $20 for making that face. Shit, daddy. Now here come my other kids. Guess what I gotta do? I gotta give it to them or tell them no. But they gonna be confused if I say no, because they're gonna see, well, it worked for her, why didn't it work for me? So what I'm saying is, when you see people get glorified for crimes, then all of a sudden, you're going to see other people try to repeat the pattern. And guess what? You've seen a lot of people do they TK shit. They was committing crimes and started saying, we on the run. They was doing the same shit TK do. Just like we was talking about earlier about mass murderers, serial killers. A lot of them are copycats. The jigsaw puzzle people. The Texas Chainsaw. You have somebody that did this shit. These people are real. Let me hold on. Y'all do know that this shit is not just movies. The Texas Chainsaw, like, and the Jigsaw people, y'all know this shit is real. So what I'm saying to you, look at how these evil people get a name. They get movies written after them. They get celebrity status. You don't think somebody else gonna say, shit, I want to be a part of that too. I got a sick, twisted mind. Let me show them some shit that I can do. Y'all don't, come on, man. Come on now. Pay attention. So, once again, let's not wait until it's too late to remove ourselves and start asking the world for another chance. We hope we get another chance, but I just want to make sure that I'm being clear on what I'm saying, though. Let's get back into the OGPercy story.
Wow. Popped him.
Yeah, 55. And keep in mind, man, he's still young, you know. He haven't experienced life at all.
At all.
Yeah, at all. So basically, he came out the other day and he was basically saying that, if he was white, they wouldn't have did him like this. Basically, he wanted to see. He wanted to get another shot at his adult life. You see what I'm saying? But
these niggas said, Diamond Man said that they would take a life and want to get another shot at their own.
Hold on.
That they would take a life and want to get another shot at their own. Diamond Man said that they would take a life and want to get another shot at their own.
Ooh. I just want to make sure y'all heard that. If y'all don't mind, I got young niggas that watch my content. I want to play that one more time.
Diamond Man said that they would take a life and want to get another shot at their own.
YNW Melly, I'm telling you, we are creating a sickness. Guys and girls are willing to go out here and kill. They have an issue when it's time for them to go sit down in jail. They feel that, hey, this is not a correct punishment. Wow. Just let me play that one more time.
Diamond Man said that they would take a life and want to get another shot at their own. Boys.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't care. It went over their head. Said that they would take a knife and want another shot at their own. You understand me? But basically he's saying what, Dom? If it hadn't been for what?
He basically saying if he's been white, he wouldn't been charged. So basically, when he was in his teens, he was charged as an adult.
Fact.
But there's other people on the case that wasn't charged as an adult, that was with him, that did the crime.
Okay.
That was a part of the crime with him.
Yeah, but he was rapping. But he was doing all the rapping, all the capping. No, literally, all the capping. You understand me? And now it's time for him to goddamn me. Time for him to make his record. Now he got a day per view, and everybody like his album, and his setting is going platinum, going gold, going diamond, stone. Understand me? Niggas looking crazy. You got what you wanted. Had you been white, they wouldn't have treated you like that. Nah, nigga. You know, you niggas say you want another shot at something, you know, when somebody else don't get another shot. The other dude, you know, they treated me like an adult. Well, hell, you the one that was acting like one. Shit, what you mean they treated you like an adult? Yeah.
Okay, once again, 13 and 14-year-old kid stealing somebody's car, coming to the hood, acting like it's all sweet, everybody chilling. So now when these same kids get into the system, now they want to cry for mommy and daddy. Hey, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Let's correct it right here. You stole the car. You 13 and 14-year-old kids. You stealing cars. Get out the car. Walk away. If you don't walk away, this is going to be your case. It's going to be your case.
The other niggas, they was with me too, but they didn't say nothing. You did all. It was funny to you. You know, you weren't.
They had to make an example, right?
Grown man shoes. Now it's time for you to play play the grown man blues. How about that?
Right.
Yeah. Now you singing the blues. Dig what I'm saying? Shit like that, because these niggas think it's a game until you get caught up, and then you gotta face, you know, the music. Oh, I know what it is, Diamond.
What?
He don't like jail. That's what it is. They treat me like, nigga, what the fuck you think they supposed to treat you like, nigga? Shit, nigga, you took a life. What is it? Put you in a casket and put you on the ground and just while you alive.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, they had a video going out. The people's parent on the stage, and they were basically saying, like, you know, talking to him like, you know, my child never get to see life again.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
You're still alive.
Yeah.
You know, I got him inside my living room in a box full of ashes.
You hear me? In a little old bitty tube like that. That's how you turned that nigga into dust. You dig what I'm saying? And now they treating you like you dust, like you dirt. Now you get treated like dirt, nigga. You ain't shit. Nigga sweeping you up now, off the floor. Get him up, killer. You're a killer. And you're a high capper. To kill somebody and brag about it and sing about it and smoke them in a blunt and talk bad, and then you think life, boy, I swear to God, if I have seen the greatest hocus pocus ever in my life, when I saw spells being put on a nigga, as far as
man, bro, if y'all hear what he's saying, he talking about the MCs, the artists that created a ritual through their lyrics, aka casting a spell. What did I just say? Also, what is the spell? Making artists are creating a frequency. I keep telling y'all about the robot chicken. I haven't mentioned it in a while, especially for my YouTube audience. Let me pull up the robot chicken situation. For my Twitch community, y'all already know what I'm talking about. For y'all that been rocking with me on when we talk about this type of stuff. Look at this. Robot chicken. This is real, man. It's not a game. Robot Chicken. Now I need to go to how it come on. Robot Chicken intro. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is the intro to Robot Chicken. Pay attention to this intro. For my Twitch community, y'all know I done showed y'all this before. Did you see that? Grabbed the chicken by his throat, threw him to a chair, and strapped him down and made he put the things on his eyes to keep his eyes on wet. They show it to us right in the cartoons we watch. They show it to us in the movies. They show it to us in the TV shows. When I first seen this intro, I said, oh, what the fuck? Do y'all remember this? I'm not the only one that watched Robot Chicken. When I first seen this intro was so crazy to me. He strapped the chicken down and put on TV and had the chicken eyes to where he can't close them. So he got to sit here and watch this. This is what they're doing. See, these guys are getting caught up in the entertainment. They're getting caught up in the rituals that the MCs are creating. MCs are artists. Okay? They're getting caught up in this ritual of words, of this spell. And OGPercy just said something. Let me let you hear this one more time. Listen to this.
You think life, boy, I swear to God, if I have seen the greatest hocus pocus ever in my life.
If he haven't seen the greatest hocus pocus, what is he talking about? The spell that had been cast on civilians. So rappers are casting a spell on civilians without even knowing it. I don't know if all of them know it, but I guarantee majority of them know it. Words are not to be played with. And not only are they not to be played with, we repeat the words over and over and over and over and over and over. We talk about killing, stealing, robbing, hurting each other over and over and over and over. I agree with you, dog. Without the consequences. Ooh, I like that. It's crazy because they show it in your face and they don't even hide it. Bro, when I seen this, I said, this nigga did. I know way they just showed us this. They don't hide it. Nigga, they don't hide it. Forcing that goddamn chicken to watch that shit. But listen to this, y'all. Listen to this.
When as far as spells being put on a nigga, as far as a curse being put on a nigga, that's I mean, you watch them put, I didn't even believe in that shit. When I was coming up, I used to see the witches, on the cartoon, sitting around stirring their little pot, reading the spells out the books and shit like that.
He talking about some shit. See, a lot of people, we don't understand how powerful entertainment is. Entertainment is a spell. And if you watch it long enough, you telling me you can watch a spell and be sitting around and caught up in a spell all day and it don't affect your life? Hi, you ain't that fucking good. You ain't that fucking good. You are the chicken. You and I, this is us. This is us right here. We are the chicken, y'all. Everywhere we go, destruction follows us. Whether it's through music, whether it's through TV shows, movies, books, articles, wherever we go, destruction follows us. We can't escape nothing without these people throwing something at us to make us think negatively. You might not think you're being strapped down, but once again, I tell you, for all my parents that have raised good kids, have your kids never done something that you was like, whoa, I didn't teach you that. No, I didn't teach you that. That's what I mean by you can't escape it, no matter how much. And see, for us grown people, we have a more of a developed mind, so we can navigate a little better than kids. See this right here, kids, where they navigating to? Come on, man, at 16 years old. You think he got the opportunity to navigate? So yeah, he grown now. He getting older now. So he realizing what he did wasn't right. But see, it's the world gonna go back and bring them people to life that dead behind this, behind the TK doing the race. It's the people that fell victim. Can they come out the grave and walk around and go hang out with their family again? They can't do that. So the world ain't just gonna say, hey, you can come out and play. This is what I'm saying. Let's stop it right here. 13 and 14-year-old kids, get out the car. Instead, they stole the car and proceed to drive off like this. We got to stop it. But please, y'all, OGPercy is talking about some wild shit right now. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, you know, and I grew up looking, you know, as kids, we grew up watching this type of shit. As you get older, you realize in the cartoon, there's always a witch some goddamn world. Why is there always a witch in a goddamn cartoon? You know what I'm saying? Me, then movies and everything. So somewhere in life, these situations are real. Yeah. And saying that to say this, you don't need a witch to put a spell on you now.
Yeah.
Boy. Oh, y'all hearing what he's saying? Oh, you don't believe in that type of shit? You don't believe in that? Y'all don't believe in spells? Okay, that's what it is. We have too many people out here that don't believe in supernatural. They don't believe that the impossible may be possible. They don't believe in Hollywood casting spells. Yo, let me ask you something. Let me just ask you just a small thing. How do you think trends are started? For me to wear a red bandana and people's all over the world say, hey, we're going to wear a red bandana too. We're going to be a part of this game. Y'all think that's something small? For all of us, most of us like jewelry. Do you think that's just a small coincidence that all over the world we can be attracted to the same thing? You don't think somebody have something to do with that? Yo, spells, trends are similar to spells, whether you believe it or not, whether you notice it or not. The biggest spell casters in the world right now are influencers, MCs, mastery of ceremony, concerts. When you go to the Travis Scott concert and you find out all them people died, it's not by coincidence. When the artist get you to, put your hands in there, waving like you just don't care. Y'all don't understand how much power that is? That's what it is. We don't think about that type of shit, or we don't want to go learn about that type of shit. I hate concerts. I hate concerts. Because I'm the guy, wow, I knew I was different a long time ago. Wow. My second concert ever was a Yo Gotti concert. I had went to, I think, a Boosie concert, and I ain't like it. And I was like, man, okay, maybe I just didn't like, maybe I just wasn't feeling it that night. So some months later, I go to another concert. I go to the Yo Gotti concert, and I'm mad. Why am I mad? Because I'm not locked in on the same frequency as everybody else. I'm pissed off because I came here for the girls, and the girls and everybody else is giving their attention to Yo Gotti. Ask my homies. This one, a young dude. I think I was maybe 18 to 19. I like bro, man, it's my last time ever coming to a fucking concert. Because I'm trying to talk to the girl, and all of them is looking at this dude. What the fuck y'all looking at him for? They're not coming. Like, bitch, you're not going with him. The fellas are looking at him. The girls are looking at him. And I'm sitting here like, well, who am I supposed to talk to? That's when I knew I was different with a lot of shit. I didn't see shit the same. The artist, aka the MC, the mastery of ceremony, the guy that's performing the ritual, has everybody attention. And he is informing them and instructing them to do things. He's gathering their energy. It's the same in a basketball game. It's the same thing for sports. It's the same thing for sports. Yo, that's why, bro, man. Oh my God. Yo, I fuck with y'all, man. I fuck with y'all. My bad. Let me let him continue to talking. But please listen, he talking about some real shit right now. This is why you see so many copycat killers. This is why you see so many copycat rappers. This spell is powerful. Man.
The game is so goddamn after shit, you can just put a spell on your goddamn self. Ooh. By saying certain things, you know, every time you looked at these little movies and the witch got ready to do, they would say, hocus pocus, green light and lantern, boom. You know, shit blow, some bullshit, you know. Well, it's easy to do now. Just say, nigga, I got Curly in my blunt now and I'm firing him up.
Yeah.
And you fire him up. And you inhale the smoke. You put the spell on yourself and you hocus pocus and firing Curly up. And you put a spell on yourself. You say that you smoking on a dead person, you smoking on another spirit. Putting him in the earth, he's in your blunt.
Yeah.
Well, if he's in your blunt and you smoking, guess what that mean now? You are what you smoke. That mean he's in you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. How could a nigga smoke a dead nigga and put that same dead nigga in their body? Oh, I know. I mean, this going over a lot of y'all heads because you niggas don't see beyond the realization of life when it comes down to speaking things into existence. How about that? Is that the easiest way to say it, Diamond?
Yeah.
I mean, that's better. This
nigga talking some shit, dog.
Put like that, saying, correct me if I'm wrong. Speaking.
And this what I mean, dog. Exactly. But this is what I mean, dog. We don't think about spiritually. We don't think about the spiritual warfare. We don't think about it. Y'all notice everything is surface with us. We don't ever think about the spiritual side of the things we do and say. This is exactly why I have to learn to not be so sexual with my lady. Because sex is a deeper purpose. Sex is a weight. Okay, my bad. I don't want to go so deep. But sex is meant to create kids. Sex is not supposed to be for pleasure. But they have twisted us into thinking that sex is supposed to be a pleasure versus a creation. Man, okay. My bad, I might be going too far. Let me
things into existence. That mean my mom used to always say, my daddy told me, be careful what you ask for, you just might get it.
Power right? Tongue.
Fuck you mean.
Yeah.
Bad motherfucker, huh?
Yeah.
Motherfucking get you rich and get you killed at the same time. We'll come out these vocal boxes, but yeah, Diamond man, say these niggas hocus pocus they self these days. When I got into a Crip gang, I put a curse on myself. I found myself doing strange things like,
wow, man. Please tell me, are y'all understanding? He's speaking it on the spiritual side in the rituals that goes into random things that we do. Oh my God, nigga. Yo, think about it. You join a game not having any beef with this particular game over here. You don't even know these people. But just because you walk through the doors and say, okay, I want to be a part of this game, you just signed up for a war without even fucking knowing your enemy. God damn, they got this shit so sold up. Oh my goodness, nigga. They got this shit sold up. Just by being affiliated with certain things in life, you automatic brings certain attention to yourself. For an example, you make it out the hood, but if you go buy a nice car and drive back to the hood, you just brought in haters on yourself. You know, when we hear J. Cole say he don't go flashy back to his community, how could I go back to my community knowing that there's people out here trying to make it out, and I'm pulling up in a $300,000 car into an environment where they can barely eat? What you think gonna happen? Oh my God, dog. What you think gonna happen if you coming in with all your jewelry on into an environment where motherfuckers can barely eat? Wow. This shit's so deep, man. God damn.
What's wrong with Cuz? Oh, he's been cursed.
Yeah.
He got a hex on him. How you know? Look at him. What's up, Cuz? South side, east side, bam, bam, bam. It's all in my head, Cuz. Pow, pow, pow. No, shoot him up, nigga. Be throwing the same signs. Deuces, foes, trade, seven deuces all day. Nigga, murder, will, Texas, fuck them all. You know, oh. Why you doing all that? You got a curse on him. They do that when they got curses on them like that.
Yeah.
They don't have nothing else, you know.
That's
their way of showing that they got a curse on them. What kind of curse is that? He's a crip.
Hey, let me speak on that right quick. My G said they make it seem like having kids is a bad thing. How many of us have kids that we did not plan for? That's what I was speaking on. We don't use sex to continue our legacy. We use sex for pleasure. And if the creation come in that process, then we accept it. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't use sex for the true purpose of it. Sex is life. Through sex, there's an opportunity to create life. There's an opportunity for God to bring in a new God. Okay, let me slow down. Okay. All right, okay. Let me be quiet. My bad.
He put himself in a crib gang and cursed his life.
This nigga right here be, man, okay, OGPercy make you think, and then when you start thinking, you started to say shit that you can resonate with, man. Well, I fuck with this dude right here, for real, for real.
Put a, no, he hocus pocus himself. Now we started out with the widgets. If y'all keeping up, y'all find out it's deeper than what you niggas looking at life when you put certain things on yourself. When we say by that, when you speak things into existence, when you speak things in your life, when you speak things among your life, and next thing you know, you become that same person that you've been speaking about.
Right.
Because that's what you want it to be. You can turn yourself in. You can turn a fucking... Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, talk, God. Anyway, when y'all see the stick, when y'all see the man say...
Yeah.
And it becomes what it will. When you see a nigga turn a dog into a cat, you know, that's what we see him. We see you turn you from a good man into a bad man.
Ooh.
When you put a curse on yourself and you say, boom, that's what I want to become. And you turn into that.
Wow. We're seeing good kids. We're seeing good kids.
On my mother, they just stealing cars.
Change right before our eyes.
They like 13 years old.
I was a good kid. And I got caught up in the spell. We're seeing good kids begging for a second chance. The spell is real, man. The spell is real, dog.
That person that you said you wanted to become because you spoke it into existence, now you that person and you can't stand the person you become. The only thing you forgot was I don't know how to take the spell off.
Yeah.
Well, for those that...
Oh, that nigga just said something. I don't know how to take the spell off. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Don't know how to take the spell off. They're stuck with the spell, stuck with the curse. You looking at a Hi, my name is Percy Demerson. I am a recovering addict. I am a recovering
blessing.
Now I'm a in recovery addict. But I am a recovered gang member. I am a recovered I have a curse on me too. Shit. No, my curse, the spell lasted on me for like
Damn.
a good 33 years.
My spell lasted on me for about 17 years. My spell was on me for about 17 years, and I'm 30 years old. So more than half of my life, I was involved in a spell, and I'm still fighting every day not to go back to that spell that being cast over all of us. See, some of us was able to escape the spell before it was too late, and some of the kids are not. As you see here, in many other situations, some kids are not able to escape it until they get behind the bars. Luckily for most of us, we was able to break it right before we got caught up. Some of y'all had to go through that system to say, yeah, I've been doomed, I've been tricked, I've been duped. Yeah, this shit ain't real. This whole rapping shit that these niggas go out here and preach how we should live our life and be gangsters and I just seen, I know I ain't gonna find it right now. I just seen Lil Durk was about to do a song with Spider got him. Apparently, I think he sent him 100K. He sent the 100K back because Spider got him allegedly got some paperwork on him. You see what I'm saying, y'all? If you did something and now they find out that maybe you spoke against it, you got some paperwork on you, they don't reward you. I'm not going to reward you with me being on your song. But if you did it and you held it solid, look at this spell. Are y'all hearing it? If you commit a crime and kept it solid, I'll work with you. But if you commit a crime and you happily told or any type of way your name is involved in any paperwork, I'm not going to reward you with me being on your song. I understand what y'all saying. Well, maybe he snitched. He can't be on the song with him. But look at that. Look at the spell that does though. So either you commit a crime, I reward you. But if you just a regular person paying attention to my games and you happen to get a record deal, even in some cases as a kid, when I want to go back, because I don't want to confuse y'all, what about the young boy, Papa Hunter or something, where his mother made him testify? It wasn't that he wanted to, but he didn't get rewarded by the industry. They canceled him. He wasn't a snitch. Like most of us, we live in the household with our parents. If you've seen something and your parents are caught up in the system of, hey, you ain't finna make me lose everything because you around here fucking up. Go down here and tell these people what they need to know. Guess what? The industry won't touch you. They won't reward you. But they'll reward you for doing anything bad. Look at who get record deals. Look at the people that are at the top. Most of them are scammers, criminals. They doing the opposite of what we doing. We go out here and work our ass off. Most of y'all got a great 9-to-5 or a job that you work and you do what you're supposed to do. You be there on time, you go home, and you repeat the cycle. You trying your best to survive. But the people that are running the company, they scammers, they criminals, they thieves, they liars. Some of them are killers. But they are sitting at the top Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was about to lose some of y'all speaking on this. Because I know a lot of y'all are so caught up in that snitching stuff. So I felt like maybe I don't want to lose you in what I'm saying. Because I know how y'all sway with that, man. When he snitch, he can't work with them. What I'm saying is they willing to reward people for being the opposite of what we claim are good people. You know, I feel like at sometimes being good or bad is an opinion. But what I'm saying is the world will reward you from stealing and killing. People, the evil people that run this situation that we all live in, they'll reward you. But if you out here playing the game correctly, the chances of you getting rewarded, because why? I know you're going to play the game correctly. Why worried about you? Why do I need to reward you? You desperate just to play the game. And I know you ain't finna step over the line. I want to go into that. See, they hold a lot of power because they know most of us are never going to fight back. See, it's a lot of power being held in that right there. Most people are not going to fight for anything different than what they have. That's 75 to 80% of the world. I don't know. Maybe y'all understood what I just said. So therefore, they know that they don't have to push a whole lot when it comes to that 75, 80%. It's that other fucking 20% that is the issue. They choosing to see the world different. They choosing to want more, and they seeing how we are getting to where we are getting. See, that's people like me. I want to walk a fine line in this life that I have, because I only get one life for us we know on this earth. So I want to walk a fine line and stay out of trouble. But I see the boss is fucking the co-workers. And the boss don't supposed to do that, because if you get caught fucking co-workers, yeah, that's you can be in trouble. But we look and see the owner is fucking one of the employees. And you say, well, how the fuck he do that? Oh, because he the boss. This is what I'm saying. See, there's the people that are in charge of a lot of shit, and they don't play by the rules. They don't follow the rules, but they make it to the top. And you got people like me, we in the 20% category. Well, we looking at, bro, y'all don't see this shit. Man, just go back to work, bro. Quit doing all that, man. You gonna fuck everything up, bro. You got a good job. Shut up, bro. I'm like, bro, I know I got a good job, but you don't see how the boss, nigga, they got cocaine all in the room, on the floor. You don't see, nigga, they doing lines right in front. Man, shut up, bro. Just keep doing your job. See, that's the 75, 80% that say shut up and keep doing your job. And then you got the 20% looking like, now how the fuck is the boss getting away with this? Ain't nobody seen Joe Biden's son with all that crack. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of shit going on, but so many people are afraid to step out and say, look at the boss. Because so many people feel like if I say, look at the boss, nigga, what I do have, I might not have no more. So you saying, look at the boss, you gonna look at the boss on your own, nigga. I'm gonna keep my job. A lot of people ain't willing to look at the boss. My bad. I hope I ain't go too far off on that. I hope y'all understood what I was saying. Hopefully.
Oh, some of y'all, it won't even last on y'all a good 33 days. Some of y'all, it ain't gonna last on you 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Some of y'all gonna be gone soon as you step off the fucking porch with the curse on you. You'll lose your life that night. I had on me 33 years of misery, 33 years of pain that I put on my life when I cursed myself.
Yeah.
When I seen niggas turn a snake into a dog, and the dog said, I don't want to be a snake no more, well, how can I become back a dog? Well, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, my brother. That's something you have to figure out on your own. You know, a lot of people put shit on you, but they don't know how to get it out for you. A lot of niggas will throw you in this gang shit, and they'll move on with life, and then leave you stuck in there for the casket.
Oh, my nigga. Boy, he talking that shit. How How many of us don't follow behind the homie? The homie that graduate, he don't get his hand dirty anymore, but he makes sure you get your hands dirty. And when it's time for somebody to get busted, the homie don't live the life you live anymore. But he got you in there, and he can't get you out of there. Man, boy, that shit hurt, don't it? That shit hurt, don't it? You're like, man, they gotta follow you down this path, and you changing your life. Have you ever got into it with one of your homies because he found out that you don't want to be the guy that you used to be? Have y'all ever ran into that? Have you ever man, nigga, you get soft? Wow. So you saying you finna you done with all this shit? Wow. What is it though? So what you gonna do? What you gonna go do? Y'all ever heard that? Nigga start asking you what you gonna do with your life. Man, I'm gonna go figure it out. But I know I don't want to be this type of guy anymore. I don't want to be this type of girl anymore. People will get mad at you. People will change their life and won't come back and save yours. But they'll be the ones that have led you into the situation that you in. You was on the right track. Man, come on, hit that blunt. Hit this. This shit ain't gonna hurt. No, you find out that one blunt did something to you that you weren't ready for. Your whole fucking life is altered. Boy, you ain't shit without me. Wait. That shit sound familiar right now, dog.
Leave you stuck out there for the prisons. With nowhere to go.
Oh my goodness.
Diamond, I shot the Diamond Stone TV, man. I have walked through the neighborhoods and checked out the hoods, and I have checked out the fan base.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to all the youngsters out there, man. Just listening to OGPercy right now. I believe we have entered into the new generation of the youngsters. I got a lot of them running up to me now. Every time they see me, I'm like, it's a different crowd. It ain't over. Hey, man, I seen you on YouTube. Keep up the good work, partner.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was getting. But now, as God is releasing a curse on a lot of more people, because a lot of people getting the curse off, some people don't even, we'll get into it anyway. But anyway, the young crowd, salute to y'all. I see this more. Now I go into stores and shopping malls, and it's the people working behind the register. Hey, I watch you. Good kids.
Yeah.
Good minded thinking people. Some kids that you wouldn't even think would sit there be watching OGPercy. But my job is to keep doing what God tell me to do and help get some of these curses off these kids that's been cursed because their daddy put the curse on them, their mom put the curse on them before they even got that chance to say, this is what I want to be, mama. I don't want to be a dog. I want to stay a cat.
Wow, man. Think about this, y'all. Most of us grew up with bad debt. Our parents put the curse on us from the jump to have bad credit. We try to go get shit. We find out you can't get it. You got to pay this amount of money. You already 60, 50,000 in the hole, and you ain't even started life yet. He talking about a lot of real shit. That's what it's so many things that a lot of us go through, and we haven't even started living life yet. Wow. Shit.
Yeah.
No, you gonna be a dog. He wasn't born a dog, he was born a motherfucking cat. But they'll put a spell on you and make you a dog.
Yeah.
You understand me? You get older and find out, look at yourself and say, God damn, why they, I'm supposed to be a cat. Well, to help yourself turn into something different, I'm not all about the problem, I'm all about the solution now. I know where the problem came from. I just told y'all the problem. The solution is to be your own self person. I like to tell a lot of young men that listen to me all the time that this is the smartest move that I can help you with to let you know you are a gangster in your own rhyme.
Damn.
Without the rags, without the curses, without having to join no gang shit. You are your own self man. You dig what I'm saying? The only man can tell you what to do is your daddy. Other than that, now man can ever tell you what to do. Believe that. Unless you got a boss on your job, you working under somebody, and somebody got authority, you just call that respect when they got the power over you. But other than that, if anybody that's not in power and position, never let them lead you to a grave.
Yeah.
That's for the young niggas that's listening to me, because I feel like the older cats that's out here right now, some of them got it, and they don't give it away. Other niggas got
That's
it.
facts.
And they trying to fuck off another nigga day.
That's the bar.
I see a lot of the old niggas out here, man, trying to beef with niggas like me, when I'm out here just trying to save the streets. And them same niggas that's trying to beef with me, you don't even see them trying to save the street. They'll talk that gangster. They'll talk that good. Man, we gonna get things together. We gonna make, man, you just sound good. But you'll come at me with some gang shit. These niggas out here, youngsters, I'm gonna tell y'all about a gang. If you join a gang, the only thing you gonna do is set yourself up around your own killers. If you join a gang right now, when I came up in a gang, we was always taught to go against the other side.
Right.
Wow.
But I'm gonna let y'all know how the game done changed. You know, y'all hear that all the time too. The game done changed. It'll be your own side. The nigga that you join, they'll be the ones that kill you off.
Right.
I haven't seen a Crip kill a blood in years. Well,
It's a lot of Crips killing Crips and a lot of Bloods killing Bloods, though. It shouldn't be any motherfucking shit going on. But I know a lot of people say, man, you don't understand, that shit go back so far. Well, then we just talk about spells. While we casting spells onto our kids, all because we chose to live a gang life. Now your kids, y'all, I told y'all how I got out the game, right? I was blessed out because I had a daughter whose mother just passed, and I got blessed out. But a part of my punishment was I couldn't be spotted with my daughter for 3 months. And if I was, it was on sight. When I saw the first opportunity to leave that state that I was in, I had to. Because guess what? I would have been a fool to stay there, even though I know I just got blessed out. I still know the spell that I placed it on myself. So yeah, somebody might say, we'll give you a pass, but the other group might say, we ain't hear about that pass. Gonna get this work. Me and my daughter was gonna get that work. Cause guess what? Yeah, I might be grown now, but they ain't forget about the things I done. Yeah, so, yeah, we hear what shit happened with your daughter mother. They ain't got nothing to do with us. You know what you done did to us. So when we see you, it's on sight. I got blessed out. And I really went hard in the game. But I got blessed out. And the first chance I got, nigga, I was gone. I can't live here. I ain't say, niggas be trying to live in places where they know they done went and did terror. And they think they can come back and hang around and stay. Nah, nigga, I was gone. I got blessed out and I never went back.
you know, reportedly killed a Crip in years. But I seen Crip kill a Crip every day. The niggas that you got down with, swore with, went to school with, played pool with, the one y'all dived off the diving board together with. Your own friend become an enemy due to the fact that niggas try to tell you who can be your friend. Let me tell a young man something. Don't nobody run you but you.
Right.
That's what you tell another nigga if he ain't your daddy. Nigga, you don't run him now. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all youngsters how to get away with something with a grown man. I know how you youngsters is. Y'all always want to get away with slick shit with some grown folks. So let me help y'all there. If a grown man or grown woman ever tell you something wrong and you know it's wrong to do, it's time for you to be yourself man, yourself woman, and tell them now. You can finally talk back.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Facts.
Listen to me. Yeah, I know you scared. I know I can't
That's
tell them
facts.
that.
Yeah.
They don't supposed to be telling you that.
That's facts.
That's what you don't know. But
wow, he just said something. I I did not know. Y'all think about what I'm about to say. And I apologize for pausing. I know y'all hate that. I did not know you can talk back to grown people if they're telling you to do something that they know is wrong. I tried it. This when I found out the only time you can talk back to a grown person is when they know they asking you to do something you shouldn't be doing. My stepmother, who passed away last year, she used to always ask me to light her cigarettes. And I used to do it because I didn't think I could say no or refuse. Time went by. And, you know, I was like against smoking and stuff like this. I was one of them kids like, man, I don't understand why you smoke around us and you smoking and stuff like that. Don't you ever heard about secondhand smoke? I was one of them kids. So I said, I ain't lighting your cigarettes. And I explained intellectual why I wasn't doing it. My dad and my stepmother, they agreed. Okay. I'm a kid. You shouldn't be. I know I'm not the only kid where he had to go light his parents' cigarettes, right? Or something like that. Or you go get the alcohol or something like that. And then you taste it. You know, my dad would send me to go get his alcohol out the refrigerator. I go get it. But, you know, I get a little sip. But one thing I didn't do, I didn't smoke. So I explained why I'm not going to light your cigarettes anymore. And I didn't get a whooping. Guess what? When it came to the other kids, she still had them lighting cigarettes. I said, ain't nobody else in here gonna be lighting cigarettes for you. I didn't get an ass whooping. So I learned that is some true stuff. You can talk back when they asking you to do something that they know is wrong and you know it's wrong. But if you don't know it's wrong and you just thinking, hey, these my parents, they said do this, I'm going to do this. No, you can actually talk back. But make sure you have some valid points of why you ain't doing this shit. Because if you just saying you ain't doing it because you don't feel like it, you're going to go ahead and get your ass slapped in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Get the fucking brakes beat off your ass. But make sure you have some intellectual words to go with why you ain't doing something. You know, don't just say, I ain't doing it. You know, nigga, explain yourself now, because they still your parents.
Let me give you some. See, one thing, children, if you don't pay attention, you don't want the power, you won't get it. If you don't want the power, you won't. Any person in this world is telling you to do something wrong that you know is wrong, stand up as a
That's facts.
Person of your own. Be your own.
That's facts.
Because you know what? That older person will find out. I can't do slick little man like that. Oh, I can't slick little man like that.
Wow, that's facts.
Yeah, she on her shit. And guess what? They'll never come at you like that again. They'll know the old, when you get older, they'll be like, yeah, boy. Yeah, that's old Smarvin right there. How you know he's smart? Because you tried to get down on them when they was young. And they peep game. You know?
That's facts.
That'll raise niggas up off you, too. Young men, that'll raise niggas up off pressure. Never be scared of another man. I was gonna say something, but me and Diamond got kicked off the airways.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel you, big dog.
I had to catch myself.
I was told that too.
Man, just get out of my head. I know y'all wondering what I was thinking. I tell you that off record. God damn, that was a close call. Yeah. I can't say that one on record.
Okay.
No, real talk can't. You'll be editing all night.
But that's my take, you know, on the TK situation. And we hate it. Shout out to OGPercy and Diamond Stone as well, you know. But we hate it, man. 55 years. He eligible for parole after 27 and a half. That's in January 23, 2020, 47. We hate it. He didn't lie. When he say he didn't lie, but it's just the fact that, okay, yeah, you didn't lie. You said some shit that's I can say is real. If you was a white kid, you probably could have used the mental illness. Man, that's what I'm saying, y'all. We got to do a better job of finding these big homies, finding people that really care about us, because a lot of people don't really care about us because they let you go out here and play crazy. Once again, let's go back to these little 13, 14-year-old kids that stole the car.
I would have beat the shit out my daughter, yo.
Bro, these little bitches. Hold up. On my mother, these little
That's
bitches
facts.
different
Don't mean
out here,
it.
bro. Nah, flip that shit, Gotti.
Look at her, look at her. This little bitch is like 13 years old. Oh my God.
And that's what I mean. These are the grown elders that we have to look up to now. They not gonna say, man, take that car back, and before your ass fuck up and end up like TK. Take that fucking car back, man. What is you doing? And there's a consequence to why a lot of grown men or grown women won't say that, because these kids are air them out. So it's a crazy situation going on, man. Crazy situation going on right now. But that's my take on the TK situation. We're going to move forward. Now, I want to show y'all something before we go into our next topic, which is crazy. Y'all got to see this. But I want to show y'all this right quick. I want y'all to listen to this. I be talking about this type of shit right here a lot. And when I seen the title, I haven't heard the video, but I seen the title. The title says, they have to separate the poor from the rich so that the poor work for the rich, called capitalism. When I seen that title, I talk about that all day, every day. Let's hear what my G Papa Duck got to say. Man, after this, I got some more heavy shit for y'all, but let's see what he got to say right quick on this.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Papa Duck. I got a simple video. If you can grasp this will answer all your questions moving forward. Simple, right? Simple. I had a conversation with somebody, and a lot of these people that's so patriotic, you know, they so blind. They think America's the best country in the world. Anyway, let me get y'all to understand something. In order for the things that happens today to happen, they had to create a capitalistic environment. You got upper class, middle class, lower class, right? Lower class is going to work for everybody above them. Why? Because if I had the same resources as you had, why would I work for you? I got $1 million, you got $1 million. You got $1 billion, I got $1 billion. They had to separate us.
This is why you don't give food to the poor. Do y'all know that? Do y'all know some stores you can actually get fired and fined if they catch you giving food away to homeless people? The stuff he's saying right there, we just getting started. We're 56 seconds in this video, and he already saying some killer shit. And some places, they cannot feed the poor because they want you to stay in the condition you're in. They don't want you to get help. Do y'all know this in school? They teach us to not help each other. You never heard of that? Oh, yeah. Where I'm from, I live in Florida. Especially when I was living in Mississippi, homeless people can't get the free food that you're going to throw away. And if they catch your motherfucking ass doing it, they can hit you with a fine and fire you. And it'll be within their rights. You can't sue them because they got it in the documents. So I was about to say something I forgot, but it'll come back to me.
In classes, remember, together we stand, divided we fall. This is so true.
Bingo. When he said that together we stand, it came to me. Do y'all know in school they teach us to be individuals? They don't teach us to help each other. So let's say, for an example, you know, everybody, we get graded as individuals. We don't get graded for working together. Y'all notice there is no grade system for working as a unit. The grade system comes as an individual, what does that make us do as we keep going farther and farther through the school system and then leaving the school system? We're not meant to help strangers. What we see, if you see a stranger, keep going. The world we live in teaches us to be separated. So those that actually choose to work into groups and units, those of us that choose to work as one, we're doing the opposite of what the game has set up. Y'all understand that? We're doing the opposite of what the structure of America has set up. We supposed to be individuals and our race. For my Twitch community, look at the 2K community. People don't want to work together for shit. Yet they wonder how the Fortnite community, the Call of Duty community, how these guys all get in the money. Wow. Ooh, I'm about to say it. I gotta say it. Let's look at the non-black people. Look at how they work together when it comes to finance, when it comes to business. Yes, they might not work together on a lot of shit, but when you start talking about business, finance, stuff like that, you see they work together. But look at how we maneuver. We don't maneuver as one. I mean, we don't maneuver as a unit. We move as individuals. We would never tell the next person how to get ahead because why? We came from poverty. We don't want you getting our spot. Hell no. What you mean? Can I help you get your own here? Man, wow, come on, y'all. Don't act like you ain't never tried to get on with one of your homies or your cousin or your uncle or your brother or your mama, and they told you, well, you might need to go try to get a job over there. What the fuck you talking about? You don't own this place? You can't help me get on? I'm your fucking family. You sure you want to work here? You don't want to work over there? They got nice stuff over there. When you try to get on with some of your family members, they making good money. You tell them, man, but where I'm from, a lot of people started off going to the boat. You be like, man, hey, man, shit, help me get on the boat, dog. Get me on the boat. Them niggas making money on the boat. You know, everybody from where I'm from, that the main thing they want to do is go to that boat. The boat making money, dog. Man, you ain't got your Twitch card and there like that. Well, how do I get my Twitch card? Man, I don't remember. It been so long ago. These niggas don't want to tell you how to get on that fucking boat, dog. These niggas making good money every 2 weeks, but what they ain't trying to do is tell your motherfucking ass how to get out there with them. Because why? They want to come back to the hood and show you all they nice shit. They don't want you to be having nice shit with them. No, I want to come back and show you all the good shit I got. Man, it's so cold how the game is.
And this is why divide and conquer is a cancer.
Divide and conquer.
Understand, they had to create an environment to where lower class people will be taxed. Why do lower class poor people get taxed the most? And I told y'all, you're paying for health care.
The health care. Come on, man.
Right? Through your taxes and all this. But they only promote fast food restaurants. They're making money off the fast food. They're making money off poor people with taxes. It's a continuous cycle. It is not going to stop.
You pay for something. This Papa Duck. Papa Duck on YouTube. You can check him out. That's his name right there. We pay for something that we know we're going to be ill from. And they know we're going to be ill. Why do they know we're going to be ill? Because that's all we have to eat. We don't have no other choice but to eat the poor food. So, of course, who need health care more than anybody? Okay. Is it making sense to you? Who need health care more than anybody in the world? It would be the people that can't get to the high ends of the food, right? The people that ain't got no other choice but to eat McDonald's, Sonic's, and Wendy's. He said that poor food be good. See, that comment right there shows me that you ain't here to learn, big dog.
And this is why I say in the beginning of this video, if you understand what I'm about to tell you, you will understand this world is not going to change as long as the same people that are leading. As long as they're leading, ain't nothing going to change. And I'm telling you why. If you got $1 trillion, you still need people to lay carpet. You still need people to make cars. You still need laborers. Remember, money is fake. Fiat money is fake. It is not backed by gold. It is only backed by belief. People will kill you for that paper, thinking that it's worth something. And this is what happens when you brainwash a nation of people, not just in America. And this is why I tell y'all, this is how you know they all together. China do the same thing to their people. Russia do the same thing to their people. There's no country, right, that's ran with equality. And we the people, it's millions of us and it's only a few of them. But they figured out a way to brainwash us, because I tell y'all, school is the biggest mistake that we make. This is the 12-step brainwash camp, right?
And on top of that, y'all know they trying to extend school. They trying to extend the time that we're in school. Have y'all heard about that? They talking about they trying to go beyond the 12th grade. They want motherfuckers to stay in school when in reality, the half of the people that run shit ain't even go to fucking 2nd grade. Well, let me not say 2nd grade. Motherfucker left school in the 7th and 8th grade. Half of the people that are running these companies didn't even graduate. Don't have a GED or none of that. They going back and get their shit when they already highly successful and running shit. It don't take. He said, I mean, I feel you. If you know, like I said, you know, you're free to think how you want to think, you know, but just make sure you don't think on it on a surface level. When he say he disagree with school, understand what he's talking about. On the surface, it sounds fucked up, but he's saying he disagree with the system. Why? Because his kid go to school. School is a process that we have to use for our own agenda. Do you understand that people learn English for a specific agenda? Just like one would go learn another language. School is not for us. But I ain't gonna go into that if you don't understand that. But there's an agenda that we can use it for. You feel me? We have to figure that out early. And it's hard for kids to understand that. So as a parent, my daughter go to school, but I also make sure my daughter understand that what she is learning is so that she can fit into the game. Do you understand that most of y'all watch me from 2K? Can you take your mind player into play now? It don't work like that. You can't do it. But what can you take? You can take the VC. You can take the VC and go to play now, my team, my GM. But you can't take your actual player everywhere. But the VC is like the paperwork. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. VC is like the paperwork to what school is. You ain't gonna be able to use it unless you ain't gonna be able to use this paper. This paper is gonna help you get through certain doors. Without getting through these doors, the opportunities for you gonna be limited. Are you understanding? So you might have a player that you can go play with at 65, but if you put maybe, I know some of y'all probably be like, Nick, what the fuck you talking about? For my 2K players, y'all know what I'm talking about. VC is like that certificate for when you graduate. They want you to be filled with how they want you to think. Okay. Let's get back to it, because that might be.
This is where you go to be conditioned. It has nothing to do with, think about it. If the shit that they're teaching us in school if it worked, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in today. This goes for religion. This goes for schooling. This goes for food. Everything around us is put in place for a specific reason. Has nothing to do with making your life better at all. You could forget about that. This is why they had to create a capitalistic environment. I told y'all, capitalism means to capitalize. And this is why people are going to go to work for the check. Okay? No one is saying nothing. They taught us from pre-K. Because I tell y'all, scientifically, they psychologically come up with these curriculums that puts us in this induced spell throughout our whole life. We want to go to the next grade. Oh, you want to do good. Go to the first grade, second grade, third grade. You don't want to get left behind because you don't want to be picked. And you thinking you moving up the ladder, but you not. All you're doing is being indoctrinated, and you're being put in a position to be controlled later on in your life. And your mama ain't got nothing to do with this. Your dad ain't got nothing to do with this. Because you got to understand, they've been brainwashed too. When you control what people think, you control people. That's why I tell y'all, it is very powerful what they do. And social media doesn't make it no better. The way you think of a beautiful woman today, where did that come from? If a woman thinks she gotta have a big ass and big titties to be loved or to get attention, or where did that come from? I tell y'all, we in a situation where we don't even control or own our own thoughts.
That's facts.
That's powerful. Who is putting these things in front of you to make you think the way you think?
Trends. Remember, we talked about trends earlier. Who is controlling trends? Who has the power to make a trend a trend? The icebox trend, the wet trend, and all that stuff. Who has the power to do that?
Told you, if they control the way you think, they control you. So they had to create a capitalistic environment. Mm-hmm. People think because they go to college, and this is no disrespect at all, but you're under a spell.
We do not set the trend. That was the song, big dog. You don't set the trend. Do you own Google? Do you own YouTube? Do you own social media? You don't set no trend. You don't own none of that. I don't own none of that. They set the trend. That's why you see nasty, violent shit the way that you see it. Go look at China. They trend is a whole different platform. They don't see what we see. Why they trend is different? We don't set the trend, big dog.
I told y'all the spell is very. People think, oh, you got to be put under a spell through voodoo and all this other shit. If a security guard or a police officer can run up on a group of people that just ran into this store, a Gucci store, and they grabbed all these clothes, you got the officer running behind them. And what if one of them turn around and boom to the, you know what I'm saying? And now the officer done lost his life trying to protect some clothes that ain't worth shit from a family that's sitting in Italy in front of their fireplace eating cheese and crackers, and the shit got insurance on it anyway, but you're under the spell. You're under a spell that you need to catch them. You see how powerful that is? These people sit up high and look low. This is why a lot of the times they not, you know, when you try to free people or when you're trying to get people to rebel, right? Be the resistance. They don't like that because you're interfering with their agendas.
That's facts.
Once people understand when you tripping over color, like I say, if you jump in the elevator and you're on the elevator with a white man or a white man on the elevator with a black man, the way you feel, even though that person never did nothing to you, never met you a day in their life, but the way you may feel about that person is controlled by what you have saw and what you've been seeing your whole life. That's why I say you don't even control your own thoughts. This person never did nothing to you. This little few seconds you ride in the elevator, you may be feeling uncomfortable. You may be like, damn, I don't want. Who is controlling those thoughts? Not you, because you never experienced that person for yourself and determine what this person is or not. The same person can save your life.
And that's the same thing when it comes to religion. Some people refuse to deal with people just because they don't believe in the religion that they believe in. How crazy is that? For you to look at me and say, I am the devil, all because I say, I don't believe what you believe in, but I do believe in God. Oh, hell no. Something wrong with you, dog. Something wrong with you. Hell no. I told y'all when I first started my organization called Black Image Reversal, the first event I held, a lot of people had plans to come to my event, even though it still did good, but more people was willing to come. But guess what? As we talking, they're loving my idea. My first event I had was Birth of a Whale, having kids of all different races. I had put on a bowling event. It was my first ever event. Like I said, a lot of y'all, you have no idea. I really believe in the things I talk about. I really put my money in it. I just don't get on the internet and say I want to help. I really do things in real life. My first event, so many people was loving what I was saying. Then guess what, y'all? Could y'all think of what they asked me that shift the whole conversation? They're loving me. They're loving my idea. And it's not about me, but they're loving the person I am. Man, you young and you doing this? And who's sponsoring this? Who helping you? I'm paying for all of it. I'm paying for everything. This is my way of giving back and my way bursting on the scene. Black Image Reversal. I want to show them that I'm not just the black man that they try to portray me to be on TV. I'm not a father that don't want to raise his kid. I'm not a man that need to sag his pants and show the world my ass. I'm a black man with responsibility and making a difference. That's Black Image Reversal. I wanted to be the opposite. Black Image Reversal. I want to be the opposite of what the media try to throw on a black person. Everything going good. They loving my ideas for how kids, if we can get kids to play with each other and be around each other as their kids, they'll grow up and say, why would I want to bully this person? It's been my homie for 9 years, 10 years. I've been knowing this person since 2nd grade. We have a lot of kids that go to school. That's the only time they get to see and know the kids that they're going to school with. How the fuck is that possible? We all live in the same environment, yet these kids only know each other when they go to school. But if we can get these kids to learn about one another outside of school, then it'll be easier for kids to not want to hurt each other. That's the thing that I started. The parents was loving my idea. It's called Black Image Reversal, y'all. My first ever event that I put on, I hosted 3 events, but my first one, do you know that they was enjoying what I was saying? They was like, man, oh, my kids gonna love it. I had put together everything. All they had to do was pay for food. I had all the lanes booked. I did bowling for that one, the first event. I had everything. I paid for everybody to bowl and we'll do this. It was a lot of money, some thousands of dollars. I had rented out the whole bowling alley. All they had to do was pay for food. Okay. That was easy. I paid for everything else, I'm doing it by myself. So I was like, okay, I give them, because see, the reason I had them to pay for food is the same reason when you're dealing with a girl, this is real game. You make them do things so that they can invest into you. If they invest into you, this is real pimping right here. If they invest into you, therefore they feel like they can't just fuck around because they invested money, time, or something like this. This is why, like, if you live in a nice distance, you try to get a girl to drive to you, see if you can get her to invest in you, and she might stick around longer. So this how I was with the parents. So I was like, instead of having the parents get everything for free, I'm gonna have them to pay for the food so that they invest into their kids' future. And I know they serious. If they not willing to invest, then I know that they just looking for a free date for their kids. But this is more than a free date. I'm saying we start here and we go farther. When these people got it, it's somewhere in the conversation, y'all. They said, so what church do you go to? You sound like a nice young man and you got all this stuff going on and you been putting on this amazing event. What church you go to? I knew it. Everyone that asked me that question, I said to myself, Don't do it. Don't be honest. Don't do it. You can fuck it up. You got a nice opportunity for kids to come and meet other kids, and now they grow and they don't have to go to school and talk about who is this fucking random ass kid. Look at what he got on. Kids will be like, I know them. That's Jake. Or that's so-and-so. I met him at the bowling alley. Or just anything. Go to the park. But we have to get these kids to start working with each other at a young age. We can't just have these kids going to school and talking about, yeah, we hope they play together. They ain't gonna work like that. So they asked me this question: what church you go to? What church you belong to? I knew it was starting. Not the kids. Not the kids, big dog. We as grown-ups, yeah, I know you, 6 Dot. Yeah, but not kids. Kids don't know each other. That's why they doing what they doing to each other in school. You understand what I'm saying? It's easy for kids to pick on each other and hurt each other when they don't know each other. All right? Not saying they won't hurt each other by knowing each other, but it'll be easier if they did have some form of connection. But I said, man, don't be honest. But I went on to be honest. I said, man, I don't belong to a church. I said, I don't really believe in the church. I believe in action. And most churches, they have no actions. They just talk about the same Bible every Sunday. I said, I believe in God. And I'm a child of God. But I believe in, I just believe different than the church. Now, this lady and then many other people, they be so happy. They love my idea. But when I start saying that shit right there, oh man, oh my. Woo. Oh my, I can't believe you just said that. Are you serious? Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? I just told you all this shit I had set up for where our kids can build, and I showed you all these amazing ideas, but all because I don't believe in sitting down praying every night. I believe in going put in some action and praying. You can't fuck with me no more. These goddamn people flipped on me. Bro, it was a schedule of maybe 300 people that's supposed to be showed up. When them people start asking me no questions about God and church, man, them people, man, you don't get your ass from around here. Bitch, how the fuck you just gonna flip on me because I don't goddamn go to church? But I'm sitting here telling you my ideal, you saying how amazing my ideal is, but because I don't go to church, these bitches don't even want to come. I said, man, ain't this... She said, ooh, listen, I had flyers, y'all. Real deal flyers. Like, I was so professional. You feel me? I had flyers. The lady passed me my flyer back. She said, ooh, son. Oh, no, sir. She said, I love what you got going on, but I'm going to have to give you this back, and I'm going to have to say thank you, but no thanks. What about your kids? Did you not just hear how we can stop bullying in the school system? How we can stop some of these things? Your kid don't know her kid. They going to school and they harassing each other. What about that? I love your idea, but son, you got to get to a church. What the fuck? Is these people tripping? I just told these people my amazing idea, but because I don't believe in the church, I'm a devil? Oh, man. This is what I mean, y'all. Some people, they don't want you to try to build and fix the community. If you don't believe in what they believe in, all that good shit you talking about with them kids, nigga, fuck them kids. Them kids will figure it out. Because you don't believe in no church. You ain't got no church home. And son, I don't know what you're going through, but you got to get a church home. What the fuck they got to do with the shit that I'm trying to do with these kids? Man, some of the people ain't going, bro. All because you don't believe in what they believe in.
The same person can see you drop your wallet and give it back to you. And this is why I say, as long as you if you can't develop your own sense of how people are or how the world is, they will give it to you. They will do it for you. And this is what I call identity theft. When you as a culture don't practice your culture, whether you Haitian, whether you Jamaican, China, well, whatever you are, if you do not practice your own culture and dig up what your culture is and exercise that with your family, that means you need a woman that aligns with that. Remember that. If you don't do these things, if you don't go back and know what your identity is, they will give you an identity. That's basically what I'm saying. That's what I call identity theft. You got Jamaicans, and this is no disrespect to Jamaicans, but I love the way they speak that patois. That's their culture. But when you see a Jamaican talking like a European, that's like converting a dog into a cat. He's not a fucking cat, he's a dog, or he's a Jamaican. He's not a European. So when you see people dressed up in suits, not, talking with a proper tongue,
thanks, though.
And this goes for me too, because I've been born into this bullshit just like everybody.
Think about this, y'all. Y'all know how we have different accents. Y'all know how I say words different, but you know what I'm saying? You'll have people out here like, man, he can't talk. Because I can't say somebody else's language correctly, I can't talk. We spell words that are all the way fucked up. But they'll tell us you can't spell. Nigga, have you sound that word out? That word don't sound nothing how it's spelled, nigga. But this is the world we live in. People will say I can't talk and I can't spell because I'm spelling it how I hear it. But they'll tell me, nah, that ain't right. You ain't saying it right. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. How we would judge each other off of somebody else's language. Okay, that don't make sense to y'all. Okay, my bad. That might went over your head.
Else, but I'm just trying to get y'all to understand the difference. I say this all the time, and I'm going to continue to say this. Jamaicans need schools for Jamaicans. Haitians need schools for Haitians. Mexicans need schools for Mexicans. Why? Because we need to pass down our heritage, our culture, the way we do things. We don't need to be Jamaicans being converted into Europeans. We don't need to be Haitians being converted into Europeans. We're not European. When you see somebody black speaking super proper, like what the fuck? But this is how you convert one thing to another. It's like converting a dog into a cat. Converting a gorilla into a hyena. He's a gorilla. So when they putting all these different cultures under one umbrella, they converting us to be a European.
I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking. Who decided that the European way was the best way? So universally, why is it that we all answer to the European lifestyle? Holidays are European holidays. They throw us bones here and there. The way we live our life. How is it that who decided that this race was the superior one and that we need to follow everything they do? I'm just asking a question. My boy said because they invented guns. So that's what it is? Okay.
All this is aligned to the shit that we learned from in school from day one. The food we eat, the way we dress, the way we talk, the things we see around us. And you like, hold on, wait a minute. My dad used to say this. You know what I'm saying? My dad is Haitian. My dad said when he didn't want to bring my sisters over here in America, he say, as soon as they drink the American water, they're gonna be Americanized. That's what he used to say. And a lot of foreign people, they understand it. Why you think these people come over here, get money, go back home?
That's true.
But you have to understand, every country has a dictatorship, and they're all working together. They don't put people in place of power to go against the agenda. They will never educate you to learn what I'm telling you that goes against their agenda. They'll never put that on TV that goes against their agenda.
Okay.
So as long as the people that's running the world continue to run the world.
Are y'all paying attention to that? Think about the world we live in. Think about some of the things that have happened over the last few years. Let's talk about COVID. Anybody that spoke against COVID got canceled. They got their Twitter taken from them. They got their Instagram taken from them. They got their YouTube taken from them. Now all of a sudden, we can talk about it. After that, some people, the 20% went to war against the people that was running this shit and had this 85% of the massive following along with them. Yet now they giving people their channels back. Now you can freely speak on the fact that COVID did what it did in the vaccination. Now you don't get in trouble for it. But guess what? There were some people that got in trouble for it. Like me, I got in trouble for COVID when it first happened. I got a strike on my YouTube. I couldn't post for a week for speaking on COVID. Now you can talk about it. So when he say they don't allow certain things in the algorithm that goes against their agenda, did we just not find out about how the CIA and the FBI were using social media to hide certain things when it comes to voting and to shadow ban some of the politicians? Did we not just see that come out? Man, see, it's a lot of information out here. If we choose to ignore this shit, well, I know some people don't want to break up their happy home.
You could best your motherfucking ass. Everything that's going the way it's going is going to continue. Because like I say, if anything was working, if religion was working, if education was working, if any of this shit was working, we would not be in the position we're in. A damn fool can understand that. Anybody can understand that. And you may say, well, what can we do? First of all, we need to understand. We need to come together. We are so divided. People will walk outside and won't even speak to their neighbors. I don't like people like that. People won't hold the door for you. Who taught you this stuff, bro? Somebody coming in, you can't hold the door for them? You gonna slam the door in their face? It be those little things that let you know how divided we are as a people. I told y'all, America is the most individualistic country in the world. What does that mean? They teach you to be an individual.
I talked about
y'all. Individualism and collectivism is two different ways of living.
That's facts.
As an individual in America, you on your own. You get.
And guess what? Let me ask y'all this. Is the chance of you committing the crimes are higher when you feel like you're on your own versus when you feel like you got help and you can just go talk to your people? Think about that. What's the chances? If you feeling like you on your own and you feeling like you in the corner and you trapped, you're going to come out and start scratching. You're going to come out and start shooting. But when you feel like you got a brother or a sister out there, it's a much better feeling, huh? I'm struggling right now, but I got some motherfucking loved ones that gonna look out for me. Not look out for me to take care of me, but to just help me bounce up out this hole that I got caught up in. I got caught up in the rat trap. I got caught up in the raccoon trap. So I got some homies that gonna come and unlock the gate. See, it's a different feeling when you got that type of love out there versus being by yourself Boy, ain't no telling what you'll do to come out that hole when you feel like you by yourself. A lot of us can attest to that.
Get your own paycheck, you take care of your own, damn what everybody else got going on. Collectivism, we all work together. I told y'all, if individualism was the way of doing things, then why are they all together?
Ooh.
Huh?
Then I just talked about that. Okay.
Everything around you from that's major is awarded to a certain family that's a part of their agenda. I told you, you could be white, you could be black, Mexican, whatever. You're not a part of their bloodline. Like, don't think you, cause you white or cause you this color, no, you're not a part of their bloodline.
Oh, okay.
They giving you the same messed up medications. They giving you the same messed up foods. You're paying the same messed up wages. Why you think that it's different for you cause you white or cause you black or cause you this or cause you that? I told y'all we all got one common enemy. It's just a lot of people ain't educated enough to.
This why to be angry at your non-black relatives or your non-black co-workers, or to be angry at your black friends or your black co-workers or your non-black co-workers or your black co-workers, is crazy. How can you get angry at somebody that live in the same condition that you live in? They just haven't figured out that they are part of the trap as well. And that's black people and non-black people. A lot of us go to work at the same place, but yet you will have people feeling like they above you. Nigga, you work at the same place I work at. How the fuck you can sit here and talk to me like that or try to act like you so much better than me when we at the same place? That's the trap that they have placed onto us. We willing to go to war with each other while they sleep and eat and live life 100 times better than what we doing. But we fighting each other, and all of us are making the same or doing the same. You making 100,000, I'm making 100,000. You making 30,000, I'm making 30,000. So why are we mad at each other? Nigga, the people that are really causing all this confusion, that's who we should be angry at. But instead, we take our anger out on the person that's sitting across from us or live a couple blocks down. You live a couple blocks down, but guess what? We live on the same block. So why we have beef? You live a couple blocks over, why we beefing?
Understand that. And some people are educated enough to understand. They just hide behind that to be the asshole.
That's facts.
That they was born to be. It's just facts, bro. And it's time we stop playing and acting all finicky. These people giving us all these different genders. You either male or female, man. Come on, bro.
Facts.
But when you control what people think, you control people.
Wow. Motherfucker can't be born but two options. Boy or girl. Yet, they out here playing with people's head. These people are using mental illness against us. All right, my bad. Okay. That might be okay. All right.
But I just want to drop that on y'all. I just want y'all to understand this is why nothing is going nowhere. Because these are the things that they use to keep us stagnant and keep us uneducated, to keep us ignorant. And they use these things to capitalize. Like, come on, bro. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you one more thing to let you know just how
Let me be quiet.
dumbfounded the world is, right? They went from natural money.
Facts, TJ. Facts, TJ. That's facts.
Just God's money. We talking resources, gold, silver, copper, real tangible things, to a paper money, which was backed by gold at some point. Now it's not even backed by gold. It is backed by the belief that it's real. We're talking fiat currency. And to make that and to take that a step further, to injure the insult, they went from paper, fiat, fake money to digital money. Now, when you go work traveling to and from work, fighting through traffic, leaving your family to go out to do in the world to do whatever you do. And when you're done, you're rewarded with some numbers in a sense.
What's good, big dog?
Boy, that's the stupidest shit in the world. Right now, all we doing is swiping a card, exchanging zeros. Who's in control of these zeros? We talking about infinite money. And as you know, when they throw so much money out there in the world, money becomes no value, low in value. Inflation. This is something nobody never thought about. Oh, I got $1 million. No, nigga. You got some ones and some zeros. And we're under the influence that these ones and zeros is equivalent to buying cars. Like, we're taking fake shit, making it like valuable to where we can buy real tangible things. They took us from the...
Ain't that what the bank do? We go spend our real money getting real debt. And they take the things that are tangible away, like the house, the car. Y'all ever thought about it?
Border system stuck $1 between the transactions, so now they're in our business. Now they know what you sell, what it sell for. No, we need to go back to the border system. You paint my house, I'll cut your grass for so many months.
Back to seat better.
Work that out. We're exchanging sweat equity for instead of money for goods. They done converted us to changing fake money, now digital money, because they fighting for digital CBDC. They fight for that central banking, what is it? Central banking digital currency. Why you think they fighting for that? Because it's infinite. All you gotta do is numbers are numerous. It never ends. Just add a zero. Thank God intended this. You think God intended for things to be this way? You think God intended, because they wrote in the Bible that God created government, and if you disobey government, that means you're disobeying God. Seriously, you think God intended things to be this way? To build 3 different levels: lower class, middle class, elite, so that people on the bottom can be controlled by the people at the top. But this world here is man messes up everything. And I hope y'all take this message in, man. I hope y'all don't be offended. And I just want y'all to understand, you can't be a real religious person. You can't believe in, like, God gave you common sense for a reason.
Use your brain.
Don't be afraid to question things that don't make sense. You know, all this turn the other cheek if somebody do something to you. Love thy enemy. Well, who is your enemy? These things are psychologically affecting us and making you think, oh, God gonna handle it. Oh, just wait on God. God gonna handle everything. Well, they not waiting? Why you waiting? They're not waiting.
Facts.
If you do not put actions behind the things you want, it will never happen. That is wishful thinking. And I told y'all, man, in the psychology world, if you believe I got a green leprechaun in the bathroom, to the point you worship it, to the point you love it, but you never saw it, there's no evidence it ever existed, you just believe that I got a green leprechaun in the bathroom. In the psychological world, that means you have a mental illness. Now let that sizzle in your spirit, like Country Wayne say. You better start using your common sense. Okay?
Stop you stupid.
Speaking and coming from a place of ignorance. Because common sense can tell you 1 + 1 means 2. And numbers is the universal language. Don't give a damn what language you speak. Don't care what part of the world you in. Numbers are numbers.
That's
for a
facts.
reason. So study numerology. Study that.
How far can you go as an individual versus as two? How far? And we're not just talking financially. See, that's where, like I said, most everybody thinking on a term of how much they have in material status, how much they have financially. Nah, we're not talking about that type of stuff. We're not talking about that. But man, that's something that I wanted y'all to check out before we get started with our other stuff. Now, we finna start going into our heavy hitting shit right now. I just want to know. Listen. Pay attention to some of this shit I'm about to show you right here, dog. Pay attention to this shit right here. Now, I got some crazy shit coming up. Check this out. Please. Okay, hold on. One moment. Now, look at this right here. Let's go ahead and roll it. Fuck it. Let's roll it. Let's go.
Hello there. So, while ago I uploaded a video talking about the allegations made by the conspiracy theorist Linda Moulton Howe on a terrifying incident that took place in a Japanese robotics lab where 4 autonomous robots killed 29 scientists before they could finally shut them down by dismantling them completely.
Did y'all hear what the nigga said? Did anybody hear what the nigga said? Nigga said 4 robots eliminated 29 humans. Oh. And did anybody hear that? So you telling me 29 humans got their life taken from them due to 4 robots that the government have created to do military action. So you're telling me them 4 robots took out 29 people? 4 of them. Just 4. Eliminated 29 people. Okay. Y'all, once again, we keep accepting. Hey, guess what? It's funny you say that, Fatal. We got a video coming up in a second. But I want y'all to check this out first. Man, wow.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind.
You heard what she said? She didn't even know they had metal bullets. Exactly. Hey, but hold on. Y'all, listen, y'all ain't seen that yet. I got something even deeper than this. But I just want to warm you up right quick. Check this out, though.
The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd.
Listen to this, y'all.
But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before.
You telling me, like I be seeing on TV, nigga, I seen that on Transformer. You telling me the robot connected to an orbiting satellite in the sky and found out information how to rebuild himself. He was ready to go back to work on fucking up people. All right. Okay. So that's what's going on. Now, why this ain't on the mainstream news? Why this ain't on the mainstream news? Can somebody explain to me why this is not mainstream news? All right.
And this next sentence is a quote.
Go back to the
I'm writing
chick.
this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious, Linda, but you're never going to hear about this in the news.
A lot of viewers were skeptical, while others did not rule out the possibility of this actually happening. So I found this clip from an interview she did after the fact, where she explains in detail how she got this information and who was the whistleblower that actually conveyed this news to her in the first place. In the clip I'm about to show you, she also talks about how Elon Musk knew about these kinds of experiments and how he warned the world before this incident even happened.
July, August of 2017. In the prior year, I had been communicating with a Marine who had retired from the Marines but was working special forces. And he had been communicating to me about a number of ET-related revelations, secrets that he and a team of special forces were involved with. And so he had kept in touch with me, usually through short texts, or every once in a while, he would call and say, you're tapped, I'm tapped, I'm only going to speak for, and it would be like 30 seconds or a minute, and then hang up. And I understood why, and that was what we were doing. Well, it was in August of 2017. The phone rang, I picked it up. I knew his voice. Can't stay on the line long, but I want you to know that this week, which would have been I think second week of August 2017, in Japan, 29 humans were killed in a laboratory that was producing militarized robots by the Japanese for warfare. And then he went on to explain what he had learned, because they're in these units, that something like that would happen, they would receive information. And he said that the story was the 4 militarized robots were being made to be autonomous warriors. And that they don't know why, but the 4 rebelled or acted autonomously. And as they acted autonomously, they killed 29 humans in this lab. And whoever was left on the human side began pulling, this is the way he said, they began pulling the robots apart. They got 2 of them completely disassembled, were working on the 3rd, and then the analysis later was what happened with the 4th. The 4th was communicating with a satellite that they were teaching these militarized robots how to communicate with the satellites to get information on missions, and that the 4th robot was now extending up to the satellite and was searching for information about how to make itself stronger to take on, apparently, the remaining humans. What did they do exactly to that 4th? I don't know, but I understand they took it apart. Would they ever put them back together? So now, we're up to a point in August of 2017 where I'm hearing a story that is shocking, and I would say is like a warning that hits you out of the blue, that if in August of 2017, 4 militarized robots being taught to be autonomous could do that in a lab, it made Elon Musk, only 2 months before, in June, at the Rhode Island Governors Association meeting, there were 33 governors from the United States, and Elon Musk was one of the invited speakers. And when they sat him down in a chair, and they started asking him his perspective as being head of Tesla and of SpaceX, he said, I think that the greatest problem that scares me the most.
Hey, and I see what you're saying, Trackhawk. I see what you're saying. But facts, here we are 6 years later. 6 years later. And I'm going to show you something. And you say, he said, imagine 6 more years later. But I'm going to show you something in a minute. Boy, these goddamn robots ain't nothing to be played with.
It's artificial intelligence. And he said statements like, people don't understand that the robots, they are not going to need sleep. They're not going to need sick days. They're going to be able to do everything better, faster, more efficiently, and smarter.
And that's what they're looking for.
And then he went on and he said, I am convinced that artificial intelligence right now is an existential threat to this planet.
The meeting she mentioned in the clip was the National Governors Association meeting, or the NGA, where the governors of 55 states meet twice a year to discuss issues of national and state importance and to develop policy initiatives that address the most pressing issues facing the states. The meeting also provides an opportunity for governors to meet with representatives from the federal government and the private sector. In 2017, Elon Musk attended the NGA meeting and had an hour-long interview where he expressed his opinion on several subjects, including artificial intelligence.
Somebody asked me to ask you this. We talked about workforce today, but they asked me, are robots going to take our jobs, everybody's jobs in the future? Or how much do you see artificial intelligence coming into the workplace?
Well, first of all, I think on the artificial intelligence front, you know, I have exposure to the very most cutting edge AI. And I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but you know, until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, you know, because it seems so ethereal. I think we should be really concerned about AI, and I think we should. AI is a rare case where I think we need to be proactive in regulation instead of reactive. Because I think by the time we are reactive in AI regulation, it's too late. Normally the way regulations are set up is that a whole bunch of bad things happen, there's a public outcry, and then after many years, a regulatory agency is set up to regulate that industry. And there's a bunch of opposition from companies who don't like being told what to do by regulators. Anyway, it takes forever. That in the past has been bad, but not something which represented a fundamental risk to the existence of civilization. AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization.
Duh.
In a way that car accidents, airplane crashes, faulty drugs, or bad food were not. They were not. They were harmful to a set of individuals within society, of course, but they were not harmful to society as a whole. AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization, and I don't think people fully appreciate that. You know, it's not fun being regulated. It's not, you know, it can be pretty irksome, but you know, in the car business, you know, we get regulated by Department of Transport, by EPA, and a bunch of others, and there's regulatory agencies in every country. You know, in space, we get regulated by FAA, but you know, if you ask the average person, hey, do you want to get rid of the FAA, and just like take a chance on manufacturers not cutting corners on the aircraft because you know, profits were down that quarter? I was like, hell no. That sounds terrible. So, you know, I think even people who are extremely like libertarian free market, they'd be like, yeah, we should probably have somebody keeping an eye on the aircraft companies, making sure they build a good aircraft and good cars and that kind of thing. So, you know, I think there's a role for regulators. That's very important. And I'm against overregulation for sure. But man, I think we better get on that with AI pronto. And so there'll certainly be a lot of job disruption. Because what's going to happen is robots will be able to do everything better than us. I'm including, I mean, all of us, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what to do about this.
Wow.
This is really like the scariest problem to me, I'll tell you. Yeah, so I really think we need government regulation here, just to, because this is, ensuring that the public good is served. Because you've got companies that are racing, that they kind of have to race to build AI, or they're going to be made uncompetitive.
Wow.
Essentially, if your competitor is racing to build AI and you don't, they will crush you. So then you're like, we don't want to be crushed. So, I guess we need to build it too. That's where you need the regulators to come in and say, hey guys, you all need to really, just pause and make sure this is safe. And like when it's cool and and the regulators are convinced that it's safe to proceed, then you can go. But otherwise, slow down.
Thanks. Our robot.
But you kind of need the regulators to do that for all the teams in the game. Otherwise the shareholders will be saying like, hey, why aren't you developing AI faster? Because your competitor is. I'm like, okay, we better do that. Anyway, so it's like, there's like something like 12% of jobs are transport. Transport will be one of the first things to go fully autonomous. But when I say everything, like the robots will be able to do everything, bar nothing.
Let's move back.
This is the same guy that want to put our conscience into a robots. Man, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. But if you think that's some bullshit, well, check this out. Check this out.
10 most advanced robots at this moment. From the home to the workplace into the sky above, robots in 2021 are transforming the world we know and helping us understand the worlds that we don't. Let's highlight a few of these remarkable machines and how they might transform not only how we interact with ourselves, but also the universe around us. So don't forget to watch today's video to the very end for the 10 most advanced robots at this moment. But before we begin, we request you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss another upload of ours. Having said that, let's jump right in. Number 10. Mars Perseverance and Ingenuity. Mars is a planet exclusively...
Nah, that's not what I wanted to show
Boston
you.
Dynamics' new
There you
robot
go. I showing
to
y'all
make
the wrong
soldiers
thing.
obsolete. Here's
Check this
why.
out.
Military...
Now, I know most of y'all have seen this before. But you heard what that lady said. You heard what Elon Musk up there talking about. Then you see shit like this. Don't sound too far-fetched.
Robotics technology is not far behind as our world becomes more advanced. If you have seen Corridor Digital's parody video...
Bro, I remember when everybody thought this shit was fake. We was like, man, this shit can't be real. I remember that everybody was like, bruh, that's some CGI shit. Come to find out, this shit is real.
You may know what the future will look like. Don't worry, the realism of that video is a testament to the advancements in visual effects at the Los Angeles production studio, and not necessarily robotics. But to be honest...
Now, we just heard that lady say, y'all up there getting killed now.
On a terrifying incident that took place in a dream before they could finally...
Robotics company in Japan this week. 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans.
So don't come here with that bullshit. You gotta watch these people now.
We are not far behind, and in this video we will explore a company and its line of robots that are leading the charge to make soldiers obsolete. Boston Dynamics? If you haven't heard the name before, you may be surprised to know that a company is leading the charge in this area. They are called Boston Dynamics.
Atlas is the culmination of over a decade of hydraulic humanoid robotics work at Boston Dynamics.
A leading robotics research and development company in America, they have been exploring how the military can benefit from robotics and all the ancillary technological innovation related to that for a long time. A leading robotics research and development company in America, they have been exploring how the military can benefit from robotics and all the ancillary technological innovation related to that for a long time. So today, let's take a closer look at this company and its line of robots that will eventually make soldiers...
He said you was never into stuff like this? And you know, you probably wasn't never watching like that. I've been on this type of stuff. Maybe, you know, I just never talked about it every day because I understood that most of y'all only care about entertainment. You know, but if you've been watching me for a while, dog, if you find some of the people that have been rocking with me for maybe 6-7 years, I've been doing this for a long time.
Obsolete. Boston Dynamics has, over the years, gained popularity by sharing amazing demonstrations of their robots on social media. Even if you're not familiar with the company per se, you'd have definitely seen the video of a dog-like robot being kicked around and carrying heavy loads. The company, located in Walton...
I just never was out front because I understood that a lot of y'all would run from me. You know, a lot of y'all, you see me for a gamer. You don't see this side of me when you look at me. Some of y'all. So, you know, you hear me playing 2K all day and you see us talking shit. And you hear me telling you about my past with girls and stuff like that. But if you've been with me for a long time, you know I was always talking about real shit too. I just could never talk about it with y'all every day because a lot of y'all be like, yo, man, Brody tripping.
Massachusetts was initially founded as an offshoot of a research lab that developed robots at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, in 1992. In 2013, the company was sold to Google X, an Alphabet Incorporated subsidiary. 4 years later, in 2017, the SoftBank Group, based in Japan, bought it. When Boston Dynamics first came into existence, the goal was to improve movement and rough terrain capabilities in robots. 30 years on, their goal now is to imagine and create exceptional robots that can be used for various military and civilian applications. Regarded as leaders and pioneers in robotics, with their robots already capable of performing unimaginable feats, Boston Dynamics is surely coming close to achieving its goal.
Yo, y'all seen what they said they gonna have a strip club with a fucking robot in there? Y'all seen that? They gonna have a robotic bouncer.
So with the introduction of this mind-blowing company out of the way, let's look at the amazing line of their robots and why we think they will someday make soldiers obsolete. Boston Dynamics robots. Over the years, Boston Dynamics have created and tested many bipedal and quadrupedal robots. Some of their most iconic robots are the Legged Squad Support System, or LS3, a militarized version of Big Dog, their first successful quadrupedal robot. This ruggedized robot is designed to operate in hot, cold, wet, and dirty environments. It can maintain its balance with heavy loads on its back under extreme battle conditions, allowing it to be actively tested by the US Army as a squad support element. The next on the list of iconic robots is the Spot Mini, a compact and agile four-legged robot that can scurry around your office, home, or outdoors. The Spot Mini takes the experiences learned by Boston Dynamics while developing Big Dog and LS3 and incorporates them into a quiet, all-electric four-legged robotic dog with astonishing rough terrain mobility and super dog strength. This has already allowed it to be used as a sensing and exploration robot for various civilian and industrial purposes.
Yo!
Then there is Handle, a robot concept that was designed for material handling and efficient warehousing. The research led to the creation of Stretch, a fully automated industrial robot that is currently used for efficient warehouse operations.
The regular job's just over with for us, dog. We, nigga, goddamn, nigga can't even get a job at the warehouse if I wanted to. Damn. What? These niggas done took all of these jobs.
Finally, there is Atlas, a 6-foot bipedal humanoid robot designed for a variety of applications and tasks. I'll talk about Atlas in greater detail later in this video, as this robot is more likely to be the testbed for a future robot soldier.
Oh yeah, I ain't fucking around with that nigga right there. Yeah, that nigga right there mean business. You see how that nigga came in there?
Robot soldier.
That nigga mean business. Look at this shit. Oh yeah, that nigga. Yes sir. No sir. Yeah. I don't fuck around with this nigga right here, dog. Shit. Man, I'm scared just. Oh, that nigga don't
In the
fuck
last
around,
30-odd years, Boston Dynamics has added many other robots to its
My nigga
illustrious
say he work at
lineup.
Amazon, and
However,
let me tell you, the robots are taking over. T. Jones, stay out that nigga
it's
way right
impossible
now,
to go
boy.
through them all, as this video will become too long. Although all these robots have one thing in common, they all act as a force multiplier, allowing humans to step back and allow the robot to do its thing. And as Boston Dynamics produce more and more such robots that slowly get integrated into the civilian and military world, the company has also diverted its attention to ethical programming. In the world of robotics programming, Boston Dynamics is the champion of this type of programming and has heavily invested its resources into its research. If you just learned about ethical programming, don't worry, you're not alone. Ethical programming is a set of principles that encourage programmers to be honest and aware of their responsibility to protect human rights when writing computer programs. When it comes to military robots, ethical programming is what will influence robot decision-making, making it especially important because these machines will eventually be making life or death decisions. Now that we've discussed all the various robotics research championed by Boston Dynamics, let's turn our attention to the robots that will most likely make soldiers obsolete. Atlas Robot. Remember when I said I'd tell you more about the Atlas robot? Well, here goes. The Atlas robot is Boston Dynamics' best product to date. It's also the most complex and technologically advanced robot in its lineup. When talking about military robots that can do some actual soldiering, Atlas is perhaps the only candidate in the world suited for it. First unveiled in 2013 when it was starting to learn how to walk, the Atlas robot team has since made great strides. The robot learned to walk just like we all did, by falling a few times before it got it right. And the team has shared their achievements and milestones with us on their social media throughout. Now, the Atlas can walk, run at a speed of 2.5 meters per second, jump, do a backflip, balance on one leg, and even shake its tail feathers. I think that the last bit is the only thing a human can beat it at right now, but Atlas already has the upper hand because it will keep developing, and maybe one day it will be the best dancer in the whole world. Before that happens, the Boston Dynamics team plan to have the Atlas
They
robot
making it sound all sweet. That nigga gonna be dancing,
drive, climb ladders, put out fires, shut off valves, open doors, and operate powered equipment in environments where humans cannot survive. Because the Atlas was developed to aid emergency services in search and rescue operations, it has the greatest potential for soldiering in the future, which is probably one reason why US government research agencies like DARPA are also said to be heavily invested in this project. Along with its impressive motor movements, the scientists behind the project have also been working on developing a paradigm-shifting neural net AI that powers Atlas.
Required for control, perception, and estimation happens on board its 3 computers.
This AI has allowed Atlas to become a self-learning robot, as mentioned earlier with the example of walking. Just like a human baby, Atlas's AI trained itself to walk, run, jump, avoid obstacles, and even help to make decisions based on its environment. With every failure and use case presented to it, the AI learns and tries to extract the most out of its mechanical body. So this robot represents a true synergy between mechanical parts and an AI-powered programmed brain. That's why Atlas can potentially make soldiers totally obsolete in the future. Currently, Boston Dynamics have military contracts under an early adopter package for a few robots in their lineup of robots. More excitingly, some of their robots have already been field tested, with satisfying results. Looks like robots may just join the military sooner than we expected. So let's take a look at the type of robots that are used and can be used by the militaries around the world. Type of robots for military. There are 3 types of robots that militaries can choose from. These are automatic robots, automated robots, and autonomous robots. The first type, automatic robots, are robots that respond to external inputs in a mechanical way. These robots have no ability to discriminate the inputs, so they will carry out a command as it was given indiscriminately. They also have no ability to function without those inputs. Usually a human being is operating it. This means that these robots need human controllers. They may go out on the battlefield and reduce human soldiers there, but they will need a human being's input in the control room to function. Automatic robots are already highly used by armies around the world. Think of mine-clearing robots or EOD robots that neutralize IEDs and bomb threats. Moving right along, we go to the second type, the automated robots. These are robots that carry out commands in a chronological and pre-programmed manner. Most automated robots are predictable because they are limited by algorithms determining how they operate and behave. This means that automated robots can be programmed to identify enemy forces in a specific manner, or even have their path to the enemy camps programmed into their navigation systems. Automatic robots exist in today's armies as well, such as pre-programmed reconnaissance drones that fly without human inputs, or fire control robots that are programmed to spot enemy vehicles and call in the artillery automatically. The final type of robot, the autonomous robot, is the cause of much debate. These are robots that can be programmed to be able to make choices between different options. Even though they are still constrained by their programming, they can exercise independent judgment using high-level artificial intelligence. This is the type of robot that will eventually make soldiers obsolete. Depending on the battlefield scenario and mission objectives, an autonomous robot can decide who may appear as a threat and respond accordingly. They may lead a group of other autonomous or automated robots and accomplish complex battlefield objectives that now require human soldiers. The ultimate form of Boston Dynamics Atlas will fall into this category of robots. Despite its challenges, you can see why the militaries would be interested in such a system. The idea that you don't have to suffer human casualties to achieve some military objective is too alluring for any army command to pass on. That's why we see huge amounts of investments being poured into autonomous drone research as well. Various air forces have already started work in this field with the ultimate goal of creating fully autonomous drones that can fly, detect threats, make decisions, and kill without any human interference. Although there are huge challenges to overcome before any of these systems come online. Not just technical, but also moral and legal. But it's quite a future we're heading towards. So let's end this video by quickly taking stock of the advantages and disadvantages of autonomous robots fighting wars instead of humans. Advantages. Every technological paradigm has advantages and disadvantages. The most obvious advantage here is that robots fighting wars can save countless human lives. They do not possess emotions, so they can't experience fear or trauma. They are tireless and can achieve extraordinary feats of strength that no human being can. They can be sent into terrains and temperatures that no human being can survive, such as nuclear waste areas and extremely hot or cold temperatures. All this means that they can participate in hugely dangerous missions and carry out orders with the same precision every time. Autonomous robots can be updated and upgraded regularly. These soldiers can be upgraded in less time than it would take to train human soldiers. Also, since they are manufactured products, there is the potential for mass production, so replacements should be available at much less cost. But they do come with some disadvantages. Disadvantages. As great as those advantages sound, there are a few disadvantages to having autonomous robots in the military. The first and most obvious one is that autonomous robots fully rely on their human programming, so they are vulnerable to hacking. Imagine having your army of robots hacked by the enemy and used against you. Now that's a Terminator-style nightmare waiting to happen. Besides hacking, since they are mechanical things, they can malfunction on the battlefield and fall into enemy hands. Although there is much debate around this, there are potential risks associated with artificial intelligence, especially armed AI that has been let loose on other humans. But even if we assume that the future autonomous robots don't take over humanity, there is still the risk of having the few who control the technology oppress the many who don't have access to it. Now that's a dystopian future that I certainly don't want to see happen. So you see, there are a lot of moral and ethical...
So just to recap on how we get into that, check this out.
Finally shut them down by dismantling them completely.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. I didn't know there was any other kind. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before. And this next sentence is a quote. I'm writing this down. I've been doing this for years. This is serious, Linda, but you're never going to hear about this in the news.
A lot of viewers.
Like I said, man, when we see shit like this and we hear testimonies like that, even though she made it in 2017, man. Shit. They out there testing that shit full on, my boy. They ain't holding back. All right, let's get into our next video before we get into this CIA classified books. I got something crazier. But before we get into that, we're going to check out my boy Drake. We're going to look at one of these. We haven't done one of these in a while. Dirty facts about history that school probably did not teach you. Let's get into it, man. Shout out to Drake.
Hey, what it be? It's your boy Dre OG. Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're rocking with the vibes and the content. But look, today we got these crazy facts about history didn't teach you in school. Look, man, we're gonna hop into this video. This video is for everybody. This is for enlightenment purposes. And you know what I'm saying? Look, we're here to have a good time, spreading positive vibes all around the world. We can continue to grow. Shout out to my subscribers, got their notifications on. I really do appreciate y'all. Let's get this video right here to life.
You know, I fuck with Brody. I've been watching niggas for a couple years. Still got the same type of energy, though. Still just a chill nigga, laughing, making content. He'll never be up on no trying to impress the world type shit or trying to show off on niggas. Still be the same chill nigga. That's what's up.
Like 10,000 likes. Let's hop straight into it. Just know we're going through this thing called life together. Let's get it.
Why is African American culture a joke to y'all? I included this picture in my video cultural head coverings and the top comments were all making fun of it. All over my comments people were saying stuff like that's not cultural, African Americans don't have culture, or that's just so.
That's the funniest shit ever.
It actually has deep cultural roots. It was originally worn during slavery and rebranded during the Harlem Renaissance to be a symbol of cultural pride. Throughout the 1900s, the durag served both a practical and a cultural role, both as a tool for natural hair and a symbol of African American pride and resistance to Eurocentric standards. It was then popularized to what we know today by the African American hip-hop culture, which has been highly influential worldwide. So why is it that this sacred symbol of cultural pride is being seen as a joke now? A big one is cultural appropriation. While black people to this day still get oppressed for wearing their culture, non-black people appropriate it without understanding the cultural meaning, and then turn it into a joke. I've seen this everywhere with AAV, music, dances, clothing, etc. Also lack of education or respect for African American culture, which is why you should listen and boost AA voices.
Welcome back to another episode of African History Before.
I mean, I think, man, when people want to educate themselves, we have to stop saying like, oh, you're black and you're white, because you're not white and I'm not black. Like, how do we get into this whole, like, calling each other what we're not? I'm clearly not black, but I'm...
That's facts.
Brown. Why don't they just put brown people as shit? Or copper-colored people as... Why we gotta do that? Put in the comments down below why y'all think that is.
Colonialism. Let's get started.
I'm not here to
There was
answer
a tweet
everything.
that reminded me about this history fact that I'm about to tell y'all. The tweet was basically saying that the Queen is not remnants of some old colonialism and that she was an active part of it throughout her life and that her family still is an active part of it. And we all know that, or should know that. Now, y'all know I always say origins matter and, you know, like looking back matters. So let's take it on back to 1924, 1925, 1 to 2 years before the Queen was born. Now, the event that was held in the Grand Wembley Park, yes, that Wembley Park, the Wembley Stadium, was something called the British Empire Exhibition. The British Empire held this event because they were feeling threatened by other countries. So it was a bunch of pomp and circumstance, showing how many countries they've colonized, the artifacts they've gotten from there, blah, blah, blah. And when you look up this event, what you won't find is there were human zoos there. But instead of calling them human zoos, of course, they called them races in residence. Here's a map from the exhibition, and as you can see, there are little trolleys that take you around the different parts of the park and different parts of the exhibition. But what they don't tell you is that these little details and exhibitions are actually human zoos.
I heard about that.
250 people living in this human zoo that included Malaysians, Chinese, West Africans, and other people from places that they colonized. The human zoos or exhibitions were very controversial, but very, very popular.
You think?
And because these human zoos or human exhibitions were so popular, British patrons would come specifically to mistreat or demean the people that were basically imprisoned here. So you know I like to come with the facts. Here's a clip from the British Empire exhibition. As you can see, the British patrons are walking in and out of the Sierra Leone exhibition. In this video, you'll see African women quickly bowing to British visitors. They bow several times, and you can see the British visitors laughing, looking in awe, pointing.
Wow.
It's also very interesting to them. In this next clip, you'll see shirtless African men, if you look a little bit closely, holding those umbrellas. Of course, I find it not surprising that when you Google search human zoos in Europe, the first thing that comes up is Germany, France, but nah, the British Empire was all up in there too. Here are a few photos from the British Empire exhibition as well. As you can see on the caption, these are not regular people that they had in these human zoos. One of the photos was the son of a Ashanti king. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. What's crazier, actually not that crazy when we're talking about colonialism, is that these human exhibitions were held up until like 1938, 1940. Queen Elizabeth would have been like 12, 13, 14-ish at that time. And I wonder if she visited these human exhibitions.
Of course she did.
This is why it's important to talk about colonialism, the truth about colonialism,
and
the truth about these royal families. Because colonialism history is unfortunately world history.
We don't know democracy.
And look, it's a part of this video right here, the clip I can't show on here, but I tried my best to make that work, but they don't want to show the actual video of the human zoos. But my thing is about the human zoos, I have a lot of questions. Not to say that I'm right about everything or anything. I'm just a different type of thinker, and I think of real questions. So my question is, if these people were here with us through all of these thousands of years of us being together, right? Why would they feel the need to have a human zoo for something that they're already familiar with? Don't worry. I'll sit here and wait. I'll make this a year-long video, just me sitting here waiting on somebody to answer that shit truthfully. I don't know, man. It's
Let me play that back. Let me listen to that one more time.
That there are, right. If these people were here with a thinker, and I think of real questions. So my question is, if these people were here with us through all of these thousands of years of us being together, right? Why would they feel the need to have a human zoo for something that they're already familiar with?
So is he saying that they made the human zoo out of people that they newly discovered? Is that what he's saying? And if he's saying that, right. But it sounds like he's saying that we haven't always been here with them. That's what I hear. Let me play that one more time. It don't sound like he's talking about slavery. It sounds like he's talking about that we was discovered by them, or that we discovered them. Like somehow we newly came into contact with each other. Sound like what I'm hearing.
That work, but they don't want to show the actual video of the human zoos. But my thing is about the human zoos, I have a lot of questions. Not to say that I'm right about everything or anything. I'm just a different type of thinker, and I think of real questions. So my question is, if these people were here with us through all of these thousands of years of us being together, right?
So by that right there, he's saying he don't believe that we've been together with them. That's what I'm getting right there.
Why would they feel the need to have a human zoo for something that they're already familiar with?
That's a good question.
Don't worry. I'll sit here and wait. I'll make this a year-long video. Just me sitting here and
Good
waiting for
question.
somebody to answer that shit.
So basically he's saying that, from what I'm getting, he's saying that we haven't been here with the people that conquered us this whole time. That's what I'm getting. Why would they have make a human zoo? I would go back to what you're saying, slavery. It's the same way you do with animals. There's no reason to have a zoo animal other than to show the things that you have captured. So when you think about the human zoo, it's the same thing, to show the people what they have captured. That's the only thing I can see, but I don't know.
Truthfully, I don't know, man. It's wild though. Just to think about, like, and through portals.
1803. So you just heard what he said?
I don't know, man. It's wild though. Just to think about, like, and through portals.
So he believed that we came through a portal. I'm not too familiar with the portals and stuff like that. I'm still learning about them. Of course, I always knew about portals, but I'm recently just been studying on those, with the CERN and all that stuff. So I don't know too much about portals and stuff for us. Now, I have heard about the portals though. Ancient temples where they had doorways, aka portals and stuff like that. But for us, did black people come through those? I don't really know nothing about. So but that's why you continue to try to learn things, and if it makes sense to you and have some evidence that you can believe in it, then hey, me, I don't really know nothing about that. I'm still learning about the portals and stuff.
In 1803,
it's okay though.
Gave the freest world, the freest nation in the entire world. The only country in the world that did not allow slavery was Haiti. And not only did not allow it, but the only country in the world that put its natural resources towards fighting against any oppression was Haiti. Simon Bolivar, who liberated South America, anyone who knows the history knows it was Haiti that gave him the money, outfitted him with ships to start the struggle. And the Haitians demanded only one thing of Bolivar. When you free Venezuela, when you free Colombia, when you free Argentina, when you free Peru, free the slaves. The only condition of which they required of Simon Bolivar. This is history. You can't hide the truth, and if you know your history, you look for history, you'll find it. You can imagine the threat that Haiti imposed upon America since 1803. There was nothing that American imperialism. One other thing I must tell you. From this period, 1803, Haiti fought every major European power, the Americans, the French, the Spanish, the Germans, the Portuguese, all of them, trying to bring Haiti down, and not one of them could make Haiti renege on her democratic principles. On that country, there would never be on that territory a slave. Every man, every woman was free. You just make it to Haiti and you're free, no slavery. Everywhere else, there was slavery. Everywhere else. In the great America, they were, let's not talk about that.
But he said, let's not even talk about how America have slaves. But damn, I did not know that. Did y'all know that? Now, once again, when I see this stuff, I do go do my own research of the things that I hear, and I try to match it up. But I did not know that from what he's saying, Haiti was the only place that did not allow slavery. So I'm going to go, wow. He said, I'm a Haitian. I do know this. Okay, so Brody's saying that this is real. Okay, wow, I did not know that. So I'm going to go do my own homework and see if I come up with the same answer. Okay, I fuck with it.
Yeah, the threat that he posed. American imperialism, all of its life, had only one objective, to bring those slaves back into the plantation.
Family, I know where I get my stuff. Twitter. As long as Twitter is around, and as long as I'm still on the app, I'm going to bring stuff from there to here, okay? Now, let's really get into the nitty-gritty. Me?
I just really looked at your comment, dog. That's why Haiti is the poorest country in the West. Are you saying they don't get any support they don't get any backing from the other countries because of their choice of not dealing with the slaves and stuff like that? Or could you be saying something else?
I'm a Guinean American. First gen, born in New York City. Both parents are from Guinea. My dad was born before Guinea gained its independence in 1958, okay? My dad was born in 1952, right? American paper, that's not the same. But that's not the story. This is what I need folks to really, really look at. 78 years ago, on December 1st, 1944, hundreds of African soldiers...
I have heard about this before.
Who helped defeat the Nazi were shot to death by the French army because they rightfully asked for their salary.
I heard about that
When in history has France ever done right on this damn earth? When? Let me know, because I, who love history, right, never seen France ever do nothing right to anybody besides their damn selves. They can't even do that right by them damn selves. But let France tell you some revisionist shit and act like, oh, they're for Africa and all this other stuff. They're still taking money from Africa. Me, I got beef with all the African nations that's still giving money to France. Because I'm like, if we all get together and make sure they don't get money, they cannot survive. What natural stuff that France got makes them survive? They are living off of Africans. But we're gonna have another conversation about this. But France, okay?
Hey, look, check this out though. But shit, stuff is changing though. Like, you got to think, man. Like, presidents in Africa, they're having, sit downs and talks with, representative from over here. But guess what though? They're not meeting with the representatives you think. They're meeting with people that look like us. That's because we're bridging the gap. And you can see, y'all been looking at the political climate. Everybody's on their hands and knees speaking to Africa. Everybody knows that the resources are from there. The gig is up. Everybody knows that they need Africa.
But last time I heard, this is just me now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I heard Africa was willingly giving up their minerals and enslaving their own people, having them dig into these mines just to supply these Europeans. Now, that's just what I heard. Otherwise, say it.
The gig is up. But also, we are all one people. We are all on this earth together. We're indigenous, and that we understand that together. That's something that we can understand. I don't think everybody else that's not us understand that. Like, we get it.
Same thing with COVID. Last I heard, they was over there pushing the vaccine when COVID was going heavy. And the people that was in charge over in Africa was allowing it. I'm just saying, that's just what I heard.
But
I seen some videos. You know what I'm saying?
The more you try to mistreat my people, the worse it's going to be in the future. And that's simply what's happening right now. It's karma. It's cosmic karma. All the things that was done to us are going to begin to happen to others. For people that believe in karma. It's cosmic karma. It's coming back around. And it's crazy. That's why, continue to be, no matter what shade of color you are, white, black, Asian, purple, whatever you want to be. Just make sure that you're doing the best that you can to receive your positive karma.
Okay, King.
That white women couldn't produce breast milk during the time of slavery, so they forced African American enslaved women to feed their children.
Right. True.
This is false.
Damn. That's interesting. I want to hear what she got to say about this. She said that's false. God damn. That's interesting.
The reason why white women slave owners wanted enslaved black women to feed their infants, it was just out of pure evil.
Okay, I thought she said it didn't happen. Okay, my bad. I thought she was saying that it did not happen. She was saying it false that black women was breastfeeding the white kids. I thought she said that was false. Okay.
comes out of wanting
Another way to explain it.
complete power and control of everything, while at the same time harming another individual, particularly African American babies and African American families, women. For instance, it's documented that white women slave owners would call on the sexual assault of an African American enslaved woman from either their own white husbands, or another enslaved woman would end up giving birth at the exact same time she would, or around the same time. This would then prevent her from having to breastfeed her own child. Why didn't she breastfeed her own child? Because, and I quote, from the book titled, They Were Her Property, White Women as Slave Owners in the American South, there was a, quote, distaste for breastfeeding because it made her a slave to her own children, end quote. So just in that alone, you can see the power and the control factor.
That's deep.
And the ego factor. This gave her control of her husband. This gave her total control of her own body. This gave her control indirectly of another woman, particularly the African American enslaved woman. And all of this is extremely powerful without her having to do much of anything directly, such as kill African American babies. Let me explain. While an African American baby was being born, at the same time her child was born, although she was capable of feeding her own child breast milk, she removed the African American mother from her own child who needed food, so that African American woman could go in and feed hers. At the same time, the African American child is malnourished, sometimes having to be fed off of cow milk, dirty water, or any other type of concoction just to try and keep the child alive. Because the breast milk from that African American woman belonged to that white infant. During the times of slavery, several African American infants passed away. Not only were African American enslaved women going in and caring for the white infants and working on the fields and working, period, they would have to find time to escape to feed their own, meaning their babies were not being fed as much as the white ones. Truly diabolical.
Welcome back to another episode of African History Before Colonialism and Mixing Up Beautiful Nail Polish. Now, this shade that I'm making is a brand new shade.
I never thought I'd be sitting here watching somebody make some nail polish, you know?
I'm having a hard time figuring out a name for this shade,
get some information
but I think the history lesson that I'm about to do might inspire me. We're going to go back to the early 1900s and talk about the 10,000 Nigerian women who fought against the British colonial government in Nigeria and inspired and started the movement of decolonizing Africa.
No disrespect. We ain't gonna skip that. We ain't really, no disrespect. You know, I respect it. I can keep the nail polish. I apologize. I understand we learning dirty facts about history, but can't keep the nail polish.
Africa forever.
It's his story, not our story.
Significant role that women played in pre-colonial Africa. Let's talk about the Women's War in Nigeria. So the British colonized Nigeria in 1901, and during that time they used indirect rule. So basically what indirect rule is basically ruling a country through the local chiefs and political systems, and it saves a lot of money as well. You don't have to build a whole colonized administration in the country that you're colonizing. All you have to do is just get the local chiefs, the local authorities to do your bidding.
That's facts.
But what the British failed to realize was that these West African women were not like them European women they knew from up there. See, the thing is, Nigerian women were traditionally allowed to be in all levels of the government, in addition to having a major role in the marketplace and economy. In pre-colonial West Africa, men and women did the domestic roles, and they also collaborated on pretty much everything. Men and women just simply understood their significant roles in society. Women were even allowed to start and participate in political movements.
First, I want to say thank you guys.
You want to know what's even crazy about that? When you think about it, like, we're having a crisis right now because the men see the lines, what they want to do with laws and stuff. They're trying to blur the lines, and nobody knows what their position is. Everybody has a position in life.
That's,
And
I
like I
agree.
said about that yin and that yang,
I
that's
agree.
being disrupted by all of these things that shouldn't be happening. All of these things that aren't organic for our lifestyles, for our mental, everything.
I agree. And that's when I be telling y'all, man need woman and woman need man. But if you so caught up in this independent lifestyle, you're allowing them to divide you from something that you actually most certainly need. We all need a balance. Can't none of us make it into this world by ourselves, living the path that we're living. We have to have some type of balance, because I'm going to keep it a buck. Me, I'm quick to react. My lady, if it wasn't for her, nigga, you don't understand how unbalanced I be. Me, I'm an actor. I'm a reactor. My lady, she keeps me from reacting sometimes. No matter how smart of an individual I am, I need to be connected with a woman. I'm just being honest. It's a different type of feeling to be connected with a woman. I'm not trying to sound like a puppy dog or some shit like that. I'm just, it's a different type of feeling, dog. There's a feeling that I feel like every man should want to experience. And you're not going to get that with two men. Okay, my bad. I said it. Two women. Yeah, I said it again. Just saying. You need the opposite, bro. You need the opposite. I'm just being honest. Okay, what you gonna do? What you gonna say? I ain't saying that I ain't supposed to be said. Bro, you need the opposite, dog. You need that natural connection. Facts. It's special, man. It's special. It's like, alright, okay.
They're trying to blur the lines on everything. And I don't want to get too deep into that because you already know what it is. But it's to the point where the man in the house don't even know his position.
That's
and on
facts.
top of that, he can't even be in position to even be a man because they're doing everything they can to stop you from getting the shit that you deserve, the jobs that you deserve. And that's
Bro, two heads is better than one. And I ain't talking about the other two heads. Nah.
why it's important for us to have our own. But we can see what history done to us, and that's why we do these videos. You can see the Black Wall Street, what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Martial law was against us when our people built up that stuff and we were thriving. Then they want to take that and use it for themselves, what we were doing. You know, everything here in these United States.
And look at that. Y'all notice that all these so-called billionaires, black men and women, millionaires, black men and women, y'all notice they haven't tried to rebuild the Black Wall Street? Y'all notice that? These people don't think about building their own distribution company or nothing like that. They don't even talk about this shit. It's amazing that we got all these so-called millionaires, billionaires, but they won't get together and build their own. They just keep working out the back of somebody else's shop. It's amazing. It's amazing to see, dog.
States, this corporation, we built it. We built that. It's not just us saying that. It's a fact. It's not an opinion you can get in your feelings all you want to. We built it. So put some respect on it and stop the bullshit, you know?
Important this
That's
page
all I
on
ask for.
African history, culture, and greatness. Now, with that said, let's get back to it. There has been a vicious attempt to cut Africans out of Egypt. To cut Egypt out of Africa. without looking at any evidence.
Real shit.
Let me present you with Exhibit A. This is a paddle doll. Probably the first dolls ever made in the world. This is a Kemet Egyptian doll.
Wonder why it looked like that, huh?
These dolls date back between the first intermediate period and the Middle Kingdom.
Same.
Now, that's between 22 and 1800 BC. Now, the Middle Kingdom was between the 11th and 13th dynasty. Now, anybody with common sense would know this is an African doll with African hair. Ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, to be clear, how many European styles have you seen like this? Why haven't they showed these images to us? They don't want us to know about our history. And I know some of these clowns in the comments section are going to be like, he's lying. Well, go look it up. Like, Google it and then come back. Google it. Ancient Egyptian dolls. They're at all the museums. The British Museum, all of the European museums, our history is scattered. Now, at the beginning of the 11th dynasty, there was a king that reunited Upper and Lower Egypt. Now, this is Mentuhotep II of Thebes. This is the 11th dynasty that ushered in the Middle.
Hey, look at that statue now. Imagine if he had his nose. Look at him. Look at the statue. Look at me. Take a moment of silence. Enjoy this. Let me do my arm like that. Let's stop fucking playing with me.
Kingdom. Look at the nose and look at the lips. This is what the indigenous people of Kemet looked like. So now you guys know where the Barbie doll got its origins from. So ladies, when you see this image, just know that it's not the original.
Yo, so look, this is famous history that was stolen from our people. Louis Vuitton took this textile and actually marketed it as their own. As we can see, this came from West Africa. It was engraved on this sculpture right here. So you mean to tell me they stole our history and got our people paying thousands of dollars for what was already ours? Yeah, that's right. Like they always do, steal our history and make it like it's their own. All right, so the last one was about Louis Vuitton. Now let's jump on Versace. This is from the 8th century, a traditional textile from the Congo, another place in Africa, right? They keep stealing our African history and acting like it's their own, man. No, this is nothing new. They've been stealing our history and acting like it's their own. I just want to bring light to it. Now, there's 54 countries in the continent of
When we know these things, do we still participate and buy them? So if this is what we believe, do we still participate and spend our money? This is what I be having an issue with. We know so much, and this I have an issue with in my household. Don't tell me what we know, and we not doing it. So you know how we can jump our credit score up 100 points? Where it's gonna cost $200, $400. Why the fuck we ain't did it yet? Don't tell me what we know, and we ain't doing nothing about it. What are we waiting for? Why are we doing all this, but we need to be making sure that's situated? Don't tell me that. I don't like that in my house. Don't tell me what we know, and we doing the opposite. Nah. Now we finna have an issue. You know what we need to do. I know what we need to do. Then let's make it happen. So it's the same thing I look at when I see the Ja Morant and the Kyrie Irving situation. People seeing Kyrie Irving get kicked out because of a tweet, but yet they volunteered to support Ja Morant. And I understand you said, well, hey, he your brother too. But I'm just saying though, if you just seen him get kicked, if you just seen Kyrie Irving get kicked to the curb by Nike over a tweet, then don't we should be saying, fuck your shoes, Ja Morant? We fuck with you, but nah, nigga, we ain't fucking with them people. Same thing with Gucci. Same thing with all these people that show the black face. Then they come out next week. Don't nobody stick to it. Just saying though. Bro, all of it a game, T. Jones. Kyrie Irving sat out for a couple weeks and then went back to play basketball. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. You feel me?
Africa that all been colonized individually. Everything literally comes from the motherland, but they don't want to give us the credit. They literally colonized each of these countries, stole our history, and stripped us for our resources. This is just a quick video to shed light on our history. Share this, get this out to the world. They literally stealing our history and making thousands of dollars off it, and we don't get nothing.
I got this comment
Said
on my
thousands? They making hundreds of millions, billions, trillions off of this stuff. Do you get that? That's crazy. And guess who's the biggest consumers of these products? Looking at them. Well, not me particular. I got on my own shit, as you can see. You know, like I got on my own shit. And look, I'm gonna tell y'all this: all of these big companies, bro, they all have the same clothes, man. Y'all can get on Alibaba and look this stuff up yourself. Check out the clothing and stuff that you wear. You can create your own vision of what's gonna come. What needs to be our products in the future. Come out with a new swag, y'all. I implore y'all to step out here right now and become something great. Because you all have it inside of you. You're just choosing when and when not to use it. And a lot of people aren't using it right now. Powerful. Get it. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all, because we got some people out here, man, that want to do this, but you don't know. Get on Alibaba, look this stuff up, source your ideas, man. Make this your reality. That's how you do it. Not sitting there hoping and praying to a God that's not going to answer you. Real talk. How many times has he answered you? Because if...
Woo! Love when niggas talking like that. I love when niggas say put in the work, stop sitting on your ass and, Lord, please, can you help me? Nah, nigga, he gave you 5 senses for a reason, nigga. Help your fucking self. But still, help yourself. But understand what world you live in. This is not your world. It's not your system. So, nigga, get out there and do all you can for yourself, but still know you playing in somebody else's backyard. But I'm just saying, though, don't just sit and hope somebody come and save you, because they clearly, ain't nobody came out the sky to save you. All right, my bad. Okay, my bad. I don't want to get in trouble by y'all.
Our God put us here, right? For a reason. To walk. To do our own spiritual walk, right? He already gave us all the tools. So if I was your dad, if I was your God, right? I'll be looking at you like, yo,
boys, they gotta play the game the right way.
What I showed you, just like your parents when they try to prepare you for life. You know, you have everything right here in your hands. You just have to understand that and get out here and get it. It's not gonna be given to you. We have to go out here and get it. Stop asking people for stuff. We the only race of people that sit here and ask. We feel like people should just give us. Nah, we got to take our stuff back. And this is how you do it. You step out here. I want to say some other stuff. Let it hang. And you know what I'm saying? Get out here and get it. Real talk.
Last video stating that President Dwight Eisenhower's mom was Black. I was like, no, couldn't be. And then I looked it up. And I found a New York Times article stating that his mother, Ida's mixed race heritage had been debated for decades. Then I looked up the picture of Eisenhower's mom, Ida, and now, I mean, yeah, right? I'm like, okay. Then I look up pictures of young Dwight Eisenhower just to try to, confirm, see, maybe it was a picture, maybe it was an anomaly.
Maybe he was a mulatto or something. What would they take?
Sir. I mean, here's one in color. I mean, I really don't think there's more to speculate on. The pictures speak for themselves.
Hey, look, man, you get fed a bunch of malarkey, man. Hopefully, a lot of y'all, the stuff that they wanted you to learn in school, hopefully you really just brain dump that once, you pass the class. At least get a C and keep going about your life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was an expert at. I was just going to get a C and keep going because I knew, man, as a child that I felt it in my bones. I felt it in my spirit. I came into this world knowing about myself without anybody having to tell me anything. You know what that is now? Now I'm older. Now I start to understand what that is. It's my own DNA speaking to me. My ancestors' DNA is within mine. Everybody that came before me, right here. This is why our blood and our genetics is so important, and we shouldn't share it with the world. That's why Ancestry.com, is sharing people's information, and that information is only 0.01% like accurate or something like that. So people are giving dog DNA to these people, and they're coming back and telling y'all that y'all come from West Africa or you come from here and here, here and there. Lies, people.
Facts.
Lies.
Facts.
Lies.
Hey, man. Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one right there, though. That was a good one, man. Shout out to Dre, man. Always bringing in things from his opinion. Once again, most of the things he say is his opinion on the way he view things. But a lot of things are facts, but you choose to believe them and go by them how you want to go by them. Now, I got one more video for y'all. I was saving this one for the last one tonight. I got one more. Let's check this out.
In 1966, a well-known scientist released a book with information that could impact everyone on Earth. But before anyone could read it, it was classified by the CIA. We only learned about it a few years ago when it was declassified. But the CIA only released 57 pages of the original 284-page manuscript. And those pages have been, in the CIA's own words, sanitized. Now, why does the CIA think this book is so dangerous that they had to hide it from the public for 60 years and continue to hide most of it? Well, it's because the man who wrote it describes the end of the world.
I mean, we just
In 1966, former McDonnell Douglas engineer Dr. Chan Thomas released a book called The Adam and Eve Story. Now, that title might sound like he's being cute, but he's actually being literal. This book is about the end of the world as we know it.
Hey.
What's up?
Is this one of those stories where you scare the hell out of us? Didn't you wrap it up with a happy ending?
Well, you're half right.
Oh, no. If I soil my bowl again, you gotta remember to edit that out.
They didn't know you had an accident. You just told them.
Well...
Thomas presents evidence of a coming shift in the Earth's poles that creates a cataclysm. And Thomas says these pole shifts are cyclical, that on regular intervals, a disaster wipes out almost all human life, and we start over again in the Stone Age. He says we're actually the 6th advanced civilization to evolve on Earth. There may have been even more civilizations that have been here, but the further back you go, the harder it is to know for sure because some of these civilizations occupied continents that no longer exist. Now, Thomas isn't the first scientist to publish this theory. In 1958, almost 10 years before the Adam and Eve story, Charles Hapgood published The Earth's Shifting Crust, which discussed the Earth crustal displacement hypothesis. This theory says that sometimes the Earth spins really fast and the continents are rearranged. When Hapgood proposed the idea of continental drift, it was called pseudoscience. But Hapgood had his supporters. In fact, Albert Einstein wrote the forewords for 2 of his books. Now, of course, we know that Hapgood was right. The continents do move. They drift apart and collide together over and over again, and have done so for almost 4 billion years. Pangaea was the supercontinent that broke apart to form the land masses that exist today. But before Pangaea, there was the supercontinent Gondwana, which existed for 400 million years. Before Gondwana, there was Pannotia. Before that, Rodinia, Columbia, Atlantica, Arctica, Kennerland, Ur, and Valbara. These were all supercontinents that eventually broke apart and reformed. After working with Einstein and a few other scientists, Charles Hapgood released the book The Path of the Pole as an update to his previous theories. In this book, Hapgood suggested that the Earth's poles are constantly moving. Again, this piece of pseudoscience was eventually proven true. Hapgood believed that a pole shift between 15 and 40 degrees occurred around 9600 BC, or 11,600 years ago.
Younger Dryas.
Younger Dryas. Now, the Piri-Reis map is something that has baffled scientists for hundreds of years. On the Piri-Reis map is the continent of Antarctica. But Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820, and Piri-Reis claimed the information on his map came from much older maps. If Charles Hapgood was right and the Earth's axis was shifted 15 degrees from where it is now, Antarctica wouldn't be completely covered in ice. Hapgood believed an Ice Age civilization, long forgotten, mapped the coast thousands of years ago. Though many of Hapgood's theories have proven to be true, the Ice Age pole shift is still controversial. We do know the poles shift over time. We also know the continents drift over a very long period of time. But Dr. Chan Thomas, in his book The Adam and Eve Story, says the shift happens in less than a day. Chan Thomas describes in detail what this will be like, and it's worse than any Hollywood disaster movie ever conceived. Far worse. Chan Thomas begins his book with a chapter that describes exactly what we'll experience during this pole shift event. But before we get into it, now might be a good time to hit pause and grab fresh underwear.
I've learned to listen to him when he says that.
With a rumble so low as to be inaudible, then fueling into a thundering roar, the earthquake starts. Only it's not like any earthquake in history. In California, mountains shake like ferns in a breeze. The mighty Pacific rears back and piles up into a mountain of seawater more than 2 miles high, then starts its race eastward. The wind attacks, shredding everything in supersonic bombardment. The mountain of Pacific seawater follows the wind eastward, burying Los Angeles and San Francisco as if they were but grains of sand. Across the continent, the 1,000-mile-per-hour wind wreaks unholy vengeance everywhere, mercilessly.
Now here's why there's such violent wind. The Earth spins about 1,000 miles per hour. We don't feel this because everything is spinning together. The land, the water, the atmosphere. Now Thomas says that when the pole shift happens, the Earth's air and water continue to spin, but the land masses stop.
In many places, the Earth's molten sublayer breaks through and spreads a sea of white-hot liquid fire. In a fraction of a day, all vestiges of civilization are gone, and the great cities, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, Dallas, New York, Boston, are nothing but legends. Barely a stone is left where millions walked just a few hours ago.
Now think of what would happen if you were in a car going 1,000 miles per hour that suddenly stopped. Now think of what would happen if a large city going 1,000 miles per hour suddenly stopped. Skyscrapers would collapse. Millions of people would be thrown around like they were in a food processor. Very few people would survive that. But survivors are the unlucky ones, because moving across the country at the speed of sound is a 2-mile-high wall of water, mud, and debris.
South America finds the Andes not high enough to stop the violence. In less than a day, the entire continent is burned by molten earth fire, buried under miles of violent seas, then turned into a frozen hell. Everything freezes, man, beast, plant, and mud in less than 4 hours.
When the shift happens, the land on Earth stops moving, so the sun stops moving in the sky. That means one side of the Earth is going to get really hot, and the other side really cold. A temperature drop of 180 degrees. That means even the warmest parts of the planet are going to be 80 degrees below zero. Everything is frozen solid within 4 hours.
Europe cannot escape. The Alps, Pyrenees, Urals are sunken, then heaved even higher when the wall of seawater strikes. Western Africa and the sands of the Sahara vanish. The fury marches on for 6 days. During the 6th day, the ocean starts to settle. The Bay of Bengal Basin just east of India is now at the North Pole. The Pacific Ocean just west of Peru is at the South Pole. New ice caps begin to form in the new polar areas. Greenland and Antarctica, now rotating equatorially, emerge with verdant tropical foliage.
Thomas is predicting a 90-degree shift of the Earth's axis, basically turning the planet on its side. The poles move to the equator, and the equator moves to the poles.
New York lies at the bottom of the Atlantic, covered by unbelievable amounts of mud. Of San Francisco, Los Angeles, Chicago, Dallas, and Boston, not a trace is left. The cataclysm has done its work and drives the pitiful few who survive into a new Stone Age. We join Noah, Adam and Eve, Atlantis, Mu and Olympus, and Jesus joins Osiris, Tahora, Zeus, and Vishnu.
In the first chapter of his book, Dr. Thomas paints a terrifying future. But how likely is it? In the next few chapters, Thomas goes on to not only prove his pole shift is possible, that it's happened before and will happen again very soon. In fact, there are signs that it may have already begun. Every culture has a flood myth. Abrahamic religions have Noah's flood. The Mayans have the Huracan flood, where the word hurricane comes from. Ancient Hawaiians have the Nu'u flood. The Sumerians wrote about a flood in Gilgamesh. Europe, Asia, Pacific Islanders, and native tribes from all over America. They all talk about a great flood that cleansed the earth so civilization could start again. Now, one myth is just folklore. 2 myths are a coincidence. 4D flood myths? This starts to look less like a myth and more like actual history. Now, on this channel, we typically associate great floods with the end of the last ice age, the Younger Dryas, and core samples provide solid evidence that this happened. But what's interesting is, Thomas said the last great flood wasn't 11,500 years ago, but 6,500 years ago. Now, in the 1960s, there was very little, if any, proof of this, but a few years ago, archaeologists found evidence of the Gunyu flood myth in China. Evidence of a great flood has been found in the Mediterranean and in the Black Sea. These discoveries put the flood between 6,500 and 7,000 years ago, more recent than the Younger Dryas, and right when Thomas says it happened. Chan Thomas provides the dates of other floods. The Younger Dryas is about 11,500 years ago. Before that, a flood 18,500 years ago. And this is exactly the time when the Bering Land Bridge went underwater. Before that, 29,000 years ago, which was the end of the Wisconsin glacial period. And before that, 43,800 years ago. But global floods aren't controversial. We know they happened. What is controversial is the claim that advanced civilizations existed before each of the floods. Mainstream archaeology and paleontology say the first civilization emerged in Mesopotamia 6,500 years ago. But what if that was just the last reboot?
Ooh, like the Batman movies?
Exactly.
The Dark Knight Rises is the best one.
Can we discuss Batman later? I'm trying to talk about the end of the world here.
Ooh, that's why I keep interrupting.
I agree with
Howard.
that. I agree
When we
with
look
you
at
on
the
that.
erosion around the base of the Great Sphinx, we see patterns that were formed by running water, vast amounts of water moving at tremendous speeds. But if this is water erosion, that means the Sphinx was created before the last flood 6,500 years ago, which is before the emergence of the Egyptian civilization. Archaeologists hate that idea. And they really hate the idea that the Sphinx was built over 10,000 years ago. But there's other evidence of a cataclysmic pole shift, specifically of a great mud flood and a sunken continent.
Do you mean?
I mean Atlantis.
It's Jemima!
Chan Thomas makes some pretty extreme claims in the Adam and Eve story. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. In his dialogues, Plato famously introduced the world to Atlantis, the advanced utopian society that was destroyed in a cataclysm. Now, until definitive proof of Atlantis is found, it will continue to be considered a mythical land. But that won't and shouldn't stop people from looking for it. There is a geological feature in Northwest Africa called the Richat structure, also called the Eye of the Sahara. It's about the right size and shape for Atlantis. Plato described the city as concentric rings with a waterway flowing out. But even among Atlantis believers, there's debate about whether this is a man-made structure or a natural one. But what I find fascinating is near the Eye of the Sahara and all over the planet, you'll see large ripples in the landscape. Now, on the ground, these look like rolling hills, but they're actually about 50 feet high, the size of a 5-story building. And they were caused by water. A lot of water.
Didn't Elon Musk just lost 200 billion?
This is one of the craziest things you'll ever see.
These ripples, repeated ripples in an area where there's nothing else like it.
This is the fingerprints of the flood. That's what it is.
Wow.
The water here, Joe, that did this, the way to visualize this is to, again, begin to think a tsunami. Here, what you have to visualize is a tsunami sweeping over the land that's over 1,000 feet deep. And it's sweeping down over this land at probably 200 or 300 million cubic feet per second, which is an inconceivable amount of water.
But Atlantis isn't the only place lost to this disaster. On the other side of the world, we have another lost continent. This is called the Land of Mu. Mu is described by Augustus Le Plongeon and later by James Churchward, both of whom translated very old texts from the Maya and India. Both of these cultures, on opposite sides of the world, describe a vast continent in the Pacific that reached Hawaii in the north, and as far south as Easter Island, and as far west that it almost reached the islands of Japan. James Bramwell and William Scott Elliott, both proponents of this theory, claim the continent was destroyed in a cataclysm 11,500 years ago. There's that date again. The Yonaguni Monument off the coast of Japan is said to be the underwater ruins of Mu. Nam Madal in Micronesia is considered to be the southern part of Mu. The site is full of structures made of enormous logs of volcanic rock. Nobody knows who built this or how, but their society was advanced. Just recently, LiDAR imaging from the air shows that at one time, Nam Madal had an artificial irrigation system that could bring fresh water to residents all over the area. The eastern part of Mu is Easter Island, and there could be evidence of a cataclysm there. On Easter Island are the Moai statues, and you've seen these. It's lots of heads, about 1,000 actually. And most people don't realize that these statues have bodies buried deep underground. So there are two options. One, whoever built the statues first dug holes, then buried 30-foot tall, 80-ton statues up to their necks, then filled in the holes. Or two, the statues were completely above ground, but at some point were buried by something. And look at Easter Island. It's a tiny island in the middle of nowhere. At one point, 12,000 people lived there. Where did they come from? Mainstream anthropology says that people from Polynesia took a canoe out thousands of miles in the middle of the Pacific and hoped for the best. But if the continent of Niue was real, then they could have just walked there. This could also explain why Polynesian languages share similarities to Greek, and maybe why on Easter Island they worshipped a sun god called Ra'ah, which is awfully close to the Egyptian sun god Ra. And the connections don't stop there. There are similarities between Greek, Egyptian, and even Indian gods, as if all these cultures intermingled or came from a single source. Chan Thomas lays out some good evidence for the cyclical cataclysm theory. But the big questions are how and when will it happen? Well, you're not going to like the answer. Dr. Chan Thomas lays out a compelling argument for a coming global cataclysm. But when? Well, to answer that, we have to understand how it happens. In the story of Adam and Eve, Thomas includes a diagram showing the cross-section of the Earth and a description of the process.
The process of a cataclysm is known now. Look at the cross-section of the Earth inside the front cover. You'll see two molten layers, the orange ones. The important one is the thin molten layer starting 60 miles down, extending 60 miles deeper to 120 miles below the surface of the Earth. The thick, deep molten layer starting 1,800 miles down at the bottom of the mantle and extending 1,300 miles deeper is the outer core. Seismology has proven these two orange layers to be molten, and they are white hot, over 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit.
Now, Dr. Thomas was able to predict seismic activity all over the world.
Inside the Earth, the electrical and magnetic structure of the interior makes the layers act as if they were near solid. As long as the magnetic and electrical structure of the Earth maintains its orderliness, it keeps rotating on axis in a normal manner. Every few thousand years, the magnetic and electrical orderliness in the shallow molten layer is disorganized, to the extent that the shallow molten layer is allowed to act as a free liquid, which then serves as a lubricant for the ice caps to pull the shell around the Earth's interior so as to have the ice caps shift about 90 degrees into the torrid zone.
When this event occurs, the layer beneath the Earth's crust turns from solid to liquid. Then the land masses can slide around freely, and the weight of the ice caps then yanks the Earth off axis.
In 1/4 to 1/2 a day, the geographic poles move to the torrid zone, and all hell lets loose.
Well, that's an understatement.
The atmosphere and the Earth's oceans don't shift with the shell. They just keep on rotating west to east, and at the equator, that speed is about 1,037 miles per hour. So while the shell shifts with the poles going to the equator, the winds and oceans continue eastward, blowing and flooding across the Earth at supersonic speeds, inundating continents with water miles deep, destroying everything with which man has ever dealt, including himself. That's a summary of the process.
Oh, when is all this supposed to happen? I need time to get a steel-reinforced bow.
Well, Chan Thomas updated his prediction in 1993 and said the shift would happen in 7 years, around the year 2000. He mentioned that Nostradamus and Edgar Cayce made the same prediction.
Yeah, but that's over 20 years ago, which means we're due.
We're due. There's a lot more to the Adam and Eve story, but those are the bullet points. And if you want to read the entire book, there are links below. So, should we panic? Well, let's address a few items in the book and see how they compare with known science. But first, let's clear up a few things. I told the story based on what's in the book and in the articles and videos floating around the web. The videos aren't completely accurate. First, you'll hear that Chan Thomas is a made-up name. Because the subject matter was so explosive, he wrote the book under a pseudonym. Well, this isn't true. Dr. Chan Thomas was a real person. Chan is a nickname. His full name was Dr. Chauncey Powers Thomas. He was born in Missouri in 1920 and passed away in 1998. He was married and had children and grandchildren. He was an electrical engineer and he did work for McDonnell Douglas. He even appeared as a UFO expert in a documentary in the 90s, and he was on Johnny Carson on April 7th, 1965, with Ava Gabor.
Well, at no point in this story did I think we'd end up with Johnny Carson and Ava Gabor.
Dr. Thomas wrote a few books, some about the coming cataclysm. He wrote about ESP, UFOs. He wrote one book on how to teach yourself natural childbirth.
Wait, what?
ESP. Y'all should check that out.
What does he know about childbirth? Now, I'm not a biologist, but I don't think men can...
Don't go there. Another thing you'll hear is that the book was originally 284 pages, but the CIA only released 57 of those pages.
Not true?
Nah, the original book was 57 pages. If you look at the table of contents, the conclusion begins on page 45. And some people will say the CIA is withholding documents because pages are missing, like page 8, page 18, page 20, and a few others. Well, they're missing because they're the opposite sides of title pages. In the original book, they're blank. And I could show you this. Someone has a copy. So the CIA document is the whole thing.
Oh, then why classify it?
Well, that's a bit of a mystery.
Aha!
What was classified was the book, an inter-office memo with a shopping list for some tools and car parts, and a folded-up article snipped from People magazine.
Well, that's pretty random.
Yeah, if I had to guess, this document was in the possession of a caseworker, and it was classified just as a matter of course. In 1966, the year it was classified, Dr. Thomas was working at McDonnell Douglas on UFO and anti-gravity technology. He also worked as a project engineer at Bell Labs on a missile guidance system. Chan Thomas was known to be highly intelligent, but very eccentric. The classified documents were probably part of a background report or maybe someone just keeping an eye on him. You'll hear that the book was banned, but it wasn't. Just this one document was classified. There were copies in circulation. He also published follow-ups in 1971 and 1993, and neither was classified. As for the content of the book itself, Thomas doesn't provide any solid evidence. He makes a lot of deductions from old texts, some of which are pretty big leaps, and it seems like he's borrowing ideas from other catastrophists like Hapgood, Immanuel Velikovsky, and a few others. But he's cherry-picking his favorite parts without giving specifics. For example, his theory about the ice caps knocking the Earth off axis.
Oh, my bad. I just seen your comment. This is a CIA classified book about the pole shift.
Well, that comes from Hapgood's first book. But after working with scientists, including Albert Einstein, Hapgood issued a follow-up book that explains how he got that wrong. But Dr. Thomas, he sticks with the story. And the liquid crust bit he talks about, he says the Earth's magnetism and electricity become disrupted. He offers no evidence or even an explanation of how it happens, just that it does. Now, there are ice core samples from the eastern part of Antarctica that show it's been covered in ice for at least 1.5 million years. Now, granted, the western side of the continent is a little trickier because it may not have always been covered in ice. But either way, we know for certain it's been down there for a long time. When Chan Thomas released an expanded version of the book in 1993, he didn't make any corrections or provide any new evidence, but he did have chapters on ESP, on UFOs, and on angels. It doesn't read as scientific at all. In fact, it's a hot mess. He jumps all over the place without a cohesive narrative. It feels like he gathered a bunch of ideas he had over the years and then threw them into one final book. So, two questions. Was Dr. Chan Thomas a serious researcher?
I gotta check that out,
No. But is there evidence to support some of his claims? There is.
Damn.
Now, I don't believe Dr. Chauncey Powers Thomas was a serious researcher. Whether he really had ESP or not, I'd rather not get into it. But some of the claims he makes in his book have been proven possible. We know that global floods have happened. The evidence is everywhere. But these floods, specifically from the Younger Dryas, were not from the oceans. They were from the rapid melting of glaciers. Still, they were destructive. They really did create tsunamis 1,000 feet high, and they really raised the sea level hundreds of feet. He says the temperature drops so much and so quickly that everything is instantly frozen solid. He talks about woolly mammoths being frozen with buttercups in their mouths. Now, this is true. Mammoths have been discovered that were frozen in the middle of eating. Now, it takes a long time to freeze a steak, but to flash freeze a mammoth? Those conditions would have to be extreme. According to Thomas, seismic activity is one of the reasons the Earth's axis shifts. This is also true. NASA found that the big Indonesian earthquake in 2004 shifted the North Pole about 25 centimeters east, and the Earth's rotation sped up, which decreased the length of a day by 2.7 microseconds. In 2010, an earthquake in Chile did the same thing. The Earth's axis shifted and the day was shortened again. In Japan the following year, it happened again.
Is this a concern?
Not really, no. Earthquakes speed up the Earth a little bit, but the moon slows it down. Things stay pretty well balanced. The shifts aren't anything to worry about. Now, the shifting magnetic poles, that is a concern. We know the Earth's poles flip-flop. North becomes south and vice versa. And geologically speaking, it happens a lot. It's happened hundreds of times. On average, the time between shifts is about 300,000 years. But we haven't shifted in almost 800,000 years, so we're way overdue.
Now, how do we know it flipped?
Well, because when lava cools, it creates a record of the orientation of past magnetic fields, like a tape recorder records sound.
Ooh, that's pretty cool, actually.
The poles are always moving. In the early 1990s, the North Pole was drifting about 9 miles per year, but that's been steadily increasing. In fact, GPS is updated periodically to account for this. But GPS was being updated every 5 years, then every year, and now every 6 months. The pole is now drifting at almost 40 miles per year, and the Earth's magnetic field is weakening quickly. These are signs that a shift could be coming. So what then? Is that the end of the world? Well, life will go on. Animals that navigate using geomagnetism will be confused, but in a generation or two, they'll figure it out. Animals that don't use magnetism probably won't notice a difference. The geologic record shows no major die-offs during pole shifts, and our species has lived through a few shifts the past 3 million years, and we're still here.
Ugh.
But
oh no.
But our ancestors didn't have satellites or GPS or planes. A lot of our technology is going to go haywire, but code can be rewritten and software can be patched. The real danger is in between the shifts. As we approach a pole shift, the Earth's magnetic field gets tangled up and extremely weakened. This leaves us vulnerable to solar activity. Solar winds, storms, coronal mass ejections, these are bad. Without our magnetic field to protect us, satellites will get fried if they're not hardened. Rates of cancer will increase dramatically. And if you think climate change is a problem now...
Climate change is not a problem now.
Yeah, it is.
Don't be a sheep.
Either way, the climate will be very unpredictable. But the biggest danger is our power grids. High enough solar activity could knock out all electricity on Earth for days or weeks, maybe months in some places. To say there will be civil unrest is a huge understatement. When Dr. Chan Thomas released his book, The Adam and Eve Story, it was dismissed as pseudoscience. But in the 50 or so years since it was published, a lot of his claims can be proven. It would seem that, in some cases, the difference between pseudoscience and real science is just time. And if just a fraction of Dr. Thomas's predictions come true, our time is running out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is...
Interesting. Interesting. And it's fact that it's funny that you said that people are purposely attacking the grid. Why? It's a lot of things are just strange, and I wanted y'all to just see that. Now, like I said, I don't have many comments towards that video, but I just wanted you to see that. No, people are purposely attacking plants and stuff. You know, we've seen it back here randomly. And also there are other countries that are having grid issues. So, interesting. Man, but that's it for tonight. We'll be back in the morning, man, for more. Very interesting video right there. Very interesting. Now, like I said, you go and do your own research on things you hear. You know, don't just take it for granted and just take it for face value. A lot of this stuff, they just be talking. But there are some things people mix in truth and lies together. You feel me? So, interesting, dog. Thank y'all for hanging out, man. Y'all have a great night. And I'll see y'all back here in the morning, man. Thank y'all for the support. Truly grateful. Y'all be safe.